Saturday night has officially begun, y'all. We about to have some fun, y'all. You know why? That's so weird. It did that echo shit again. I don't know why it does that now. That's so weird. I don't even have a watch page open and it will start echoing. And then if I shut whatever YouTube page I have open, then it stops. That is some strange bug. And it's bugging me. Makes me start weird. All right. Now I have to restart the show. we're restarting. Forget that one. It's Saturday, y'all. Whoa, yeah, Saturday, cool. And now we're gonna have a good time and we're gonna start the show. Yeah, that's better. I'm getting a random spam text from a casino that I don't go to. What in the hell's wrong with this world? You know what? You know what, you guys? I'm thinking in order to get this show started right, because so far, like, there was a weird echo. I got a random text that was spam, and I just don't quite feel right. Like the show just didn't get off on the right foot. So you know what? You know what I think will help? If I do a good old fashioned what's that? All right. Up. Man, that one took a lot of breath. I'm either getting old or that one took more breath than usual. Yeah, we'll go with the second one. All right. That's a good way to start the show. All right. Jonna's here. She said, ha, ha, ha. All right. Shady said, nice. One was up is classic. All right. Rose says, please like. Hey, there you go. Started the show a little off, but now that we're rolling, everything's looking good. It's time to hit the thumbs up. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Also, Holden in the house. Yep. Got to give a shout out to Holden. Holden actually taught me something about YouTube. You know, there's some people you wouldn't think that would school you on a certain subject, but Holden was like, you could hit the arrow in your live chat and you could show the fan funding. So then you don't have to scroll back to find your super chats. I was like, huh? That's a thing? So apparently, if I open up a watch page and then I click on some little arrow and some dots, whatever, I can show only the super chats. And I was totally like unaware of that. So thank you, Holden, for teaching me how to be a better YouTuber. So now I can go to fan funding and it'll only show the super chats, and I'll totally be able to find them so much faster and easier. Instead of me awkwardly scrolling back to find them. Speaking of super chats, first super chat of the night has just officially rolled in. Danny D. Soul says, "Let I be known." I'm guessing you mean let it be known. Jake took down MC Toon last night. I'm still laughing my ass off. Keep up the great work, Jake. I don't know if I took him down. I yelled and screamed and cussed at him. So I got a prank phone call last night from MC Toon, the shill globe cuck. Yeah, he just like called me. I didn't answer it because I didn't recognize the number. But then he left me a message like, "Hi, it's McToon. We're phoning a flurf right now, and I just wanted to talk to you. Bye." Something like that. So I quickly typed in McToon in the search bar, and he was live. And he was live streaming himself fucking trying to prank call me. So I called him, and then I just went on an obscenity rant, and I did not stop until I was about to pass out from not breathing. So I went for a good, I don't know, 5, 6, 8 minutes. I don't know. Just nonstop verbally abusing him. Nonstop. And I used a lot of colorful language to maybe even get him demonetized or get his stream taken down or something. So that's what happened to me last night. Yeah. So if you find this recording of me, a phone recording where I'm saying all sorts of nasty obscenities, well, I got called by a globe cuck. And so I wanted to give him a good show since he was going to record himself, calling me. So, all right. Thank you, Danny D. Soul. Which brings us to Lemming in a Shiny Metal Box. Glad you could make it, brother. Said, "On this hallowed eve, where the roars of truth awaken and the comedic tumblers have clicked into place, I commend you for bestowing this kindness upon all once again, Sir Jake." Wow, that is very poetic. One of the most poetic damn super chats I have ever received. Lemming in a Shiny Metal Box coming in with the second super chat of the night. And I'd really appreciate it. Very generous of you. Chat GPT should probably be learning from you, right? Who needs Chat GPT when you got Lemming in a Shiny Metal Box talking about on this hallowed eve? I'm like, is it Halloween Eve tonight? What's he talking about? All right. Looks like I got another super chat coming in. Danny Diesel said, "You literally took down his live stream, or he had to." Yeah, so check it out. If you use the word bundle of sticks, the slang word for homosexuals, if you use that slang word, the one that begins with the F, that one, it'll just once even, it'll instantly demonetize the whole stream. You know how I found out? I accidentally, while I was doing Elmo versus Rocky, I said, "I'm gonna beat your fucking retarded Philadelphia." And then I said that slang word because it was like Philadelphia face, and I ended up slipping in the slang word. But just I was ranting. I didn't even think about it. And then my stream was demonetized. And almost all my streams get approved for ads. It seems like no matter what I say. And so I was like, what did I say? And then I checked, and it was that one word. They even showed this 2-second spot. Oh, this. And then I looked in the guidelines. It says if you use that slang word, then you can't have ads play, or it's limited to no ads. And then another one is the slang word for black people. The N word. So there was one time where I rapped the N word in an Ice Cube song. I literally rapped an Ice Cube song in an Indian accent, got my stream demonetized because I used the N word with an A at the end in a fucking Ice Cube song that's written and performed by an N word. Am I correct? So, yeah, I learned that if you just say those two words, the slang for homosexual and the slang for a black guy, if you use those two words, that's definitely a demonetization of the stream. So, when I called Micktoon on the phone, I made sure to use those two words a lot. All right. Nev Soul says, just curious, why don't you think nukes exist? Well, some of the test footage, the old test footage, looked like they were blowing up models. And it also looked like they could just, blow up some TNT, add some cheesy movie effects that they had at the time, and then trick the public into believing that they have world-ending bombs. I don't believe anyone has world-ending bombs like they say. And everyone's got their finger on the button, but they just don't do it, man. I just don't buy it. So I would ask you to present me your best evidence that they do exist. And it'll probably be some sort of video that comes from the government. All right. Thank you for Nev Soul. So yeah, anyone who looks into the nuke hoax, you find out weapons of worldly destruction is all just a bunch of nonsense. They got bombs that can blow up some stuff, some big size areas, sure, but they don't got these world-ending bombs that, like, you drop one in the center of the United States and it just flattens the entire country with a radiation wave, and everybody gets mutated and dies for miles and miles. And then we fire one back and then it changes the whole atmosphere and everyone dies because there's so much stuff in the skies because of the nukes. Boogity boogity. See, it's all boogity boogity shit. And I just don't buy into it. There you go. It's a good answer, right? It's my answer. Shady Davy D saying, hammer time. Shout out to you. Oh, yeah, you're sharing your short. Bro, clip it just a little better. Some of the words aren't quite in there just right. But anyway, I see what you were trying to do. But yeah, it's like it doesn't quite flow. You got to like clip it and make it look like it flows and that you didn't totally edit the shit out of it. So some of your clips weren't quite clean, if that makes sense. So if I was going to edit that same clip, I would make it like, boom, boom. Here's the setup. Here's Jaron agreeing to the dick measuring contest. Here's the guy calling him out. Bing, bing, bing. Right? All right. So that's Shady. He wants you to go watch his channel. So shout out to Shady and his recent short. I'll maybe show the clip of Jaron towards the end. I don't want to spend a bunch of time on Jaron tonight, but maybe at the end of the stream, I'll show that clip. Thank you, Shady Davy D. I appreciate the super chat. All right. Good times. Coming in with Mike Tobin music, said, you see Zuckerberg say he doesn't experiment with coffee? I did not hear him say that. I know that coffee is not really good for you, but I drink it. So I totally admit that, like, in the morning, I make myself a couple cups and I buy the beans. So one thing I do is that I buy coffee beans and then I grind them myself so that I know I'm getting 100% coffee. At least when it's in bean form, it's like, okay. And then when I grind it, I notice that it smells fresh and it's a little better flavor and stuff. Anyway, so I've noticed when you buy ground coffee, you could get fillers and you wouldn't know it. Same with like if you buy ground meat, you might be getting, you know, scraps and the crappiest pieces of meat and fucking shit that fell on the floor or whatever. You know what I mean? So whenever anything's already pre-ground, you always have to wonder about the quality. So I drink coffee. It's not good for you. I would recommend that you don't drink coffee. And I should probably try and quit. When I was a kid, I didn't drink it. I thought it was gross. And I had lots of energy when I was a kid. And now I'm almost 42 years old, and I feel like I got to drink that shit every morning. Probably not good, right? I don't even try and say that I live a perfect lifestyle. I totally brew some coffee in the morning. It's one of those things I'm gonna have to work on as I get older, I know. Yeah, see, there's people in chat who are like, "Oh, dude, coffee's great." Yeah, me liking me coffee. Ooh, me worship me coffee. Oh, me love a coffee long time. Oh, me love a coffee long time. All day long to the break of dawn. And I wake up in the morning at dawn and I love me coffee. Yes, I do. All right. Yep, see? All right, all right. So I don't feel so bad since I got a bunch of people here watching me who like coffee, you know. Now I don't feel so bad knowing that I drink it. All right. Man, good times. We ain't even got to the show yet. Maybe we should go ahead and start the show, huh? We officially start the show like once I put on a video. I noticed that when I just talk, I'll get like 200 people watching, but then when I put on a video, it starts to go right into 300 and 400, sometimes even more. So I should probably get a damn video on, right? First off, I should get my watch page. Turn down the volume. And then pull up the video where they talk about putting nanoparticles in Coca Cola. As if you didn't already know that Coca Cola was bad. I found a video that, you know, this shit gives me the heebie jeebies whenever I start thinking about nanoparticles, you know, in our foods. Because then it's like, they ain't just going to put it in Coca Cola or, you know, Budweiser. They'll put it in goddamn anything. You know what I mean? So. Here we go. And I want to thank some longtime subscribers of mine, Got Dird and Misanthropic. They're also mods. They added me onto their YouTube premium account. So now there's no commercials. We don't have commercials. They added me on as a family member. So now I got the premium shit. Maybe it'll be less glitchy. I don't know. No more commercials, right? Some of you guys were like, Jake, man, why don't you use this other browser? And I never did it. Well, now I fixed it. All right. So here we go. No commercials. Just for you. All right. I think before I get started, I might have missed the super chat. Says Danny Diesel said, can everyone still watch? Everyone can still watch it on Drunk Devink show. Oh, okay. Cool. So my tirade where I cussed at Micktoon is still available apparently on some other guy's show. Good to know. I'm sure Micktoon, you know, tape recorded it and is going to try and cut it up and replay it and whatnot. It's fine by me. His audience is a bunch of pole smoking helmet polishers, we'll call them. I think I can get away with saying that. All right. Thank you, Danny, for the multiple super chats tonight. All right, you guys ready? So this one's about nano poison in your soda. Microsoft and Coke's big deal. Yeah, because, you know, if you're a computer company, you want to team up with a soft drink company. And if you're a soft drink company, you totally want technology all up in your fizz biz, right? Fizz biz. Ah.
Everyone, Rosemary, have some back again to help you take full control of your life by what you choose to put at the end of your fork. Well, Bill Gates is at it again in 2024. It's revealed that he and Microsoft and Coca Cola merged in a $1.1 billion deal.
So this is what Diana Ross has been up to. Oh, and I will survive. This lady looks like Diana Ross. I know she will survive. She's got really big hair. It looks like a beehive. She will survive. She will survive. Hey, hey. That's Diana Ross, right? I think so. Has to be. All right. Technicolor Fox says, Jake, you're the man. That's the one where you want to use the apostrophe RE. When you want to say you are, literally you are is the apostrophe one. So just remember, apostrophe literally means the you are. That's the you are with the apostrophe, is literally means you are. The other one is when you're saying like your phone, your wallet, your butt, your fart, right? That's the other one, the one you use. That one is ownership. I want everyone to learn from this dude's mistake or chick's mistake. Never ever make this mistake ever again. All right. Jake, you are the man. Even when I miss a stream, I listen to them on my drive to work. Keep it real. Bro, you get to tell your friends that Jake the asshole totally corrected your spelling and hammered you like a grammar Nazi. That's right. That's what you get when you send me a super chat. You get me correcting your grammar. That's what makes me so lovable. That's what keeps people coming back and paying more and more. It's because I'm such a asshole and a grammar Nazi. All right. But thank you very much, Technicolor Fox 7. All right. So check it out, y'all. First thing they do, they put Billy Goats on screen, and then they attach him to whatever shit they're going to talk about. So the title was Poison in Your Soda, Microsoft teaming up with soda, and then they show Bill Gates. So then it's like, oh, well, it's Bill Gates's fault. Bill Gates, it was his idea the whole time. And remember what I've told you, Bill Gates is a made-up fucking character. They've probably had 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 different Bill Gates by now. You know, it's just a character on the world stage who they get you to think is the evil bad guy doing the evil shit, when really it's government. Government is Microsoft. Government is Coca Cola. The government teamed up with the government to put fucking computers all up in your soda. Right? They had to put nano computers in your soda because they tried it the other way around, putting soda inside the computers, and it didn't fucking work so well. All right. Nev Soul says, Jake, you ever get jungle fever? I got to be honest, I have never banged a black chick. I'm going to be bluntly honest. Never have banged a black chick. And you know what? I really don't want to. And anyone who thinks that's racist, don't care. I think I'm allowed to say that I just don't really want to bang a black chick that much, if at all. All right. Now, if I was like a Hollywood sellout and I said that, that would be the end of my career. But since I'm not a Hollywood sellout, I can get away with that. In fact, it's kind of my brand of humor to say shit like that, right? Danny D. Soul says, I'm seriously still laughing my ass off. Thanks for that, Jake. Danny, you are welcome, my brother. My brother from some other's brother's mother. I appreciate you for being here. It wouldn't be the same without you. All right. You're the man. Jake Jungle Fever. All right. Texas Grown says, have heard of the color code system. Certain items are distinguishable by color, like toothpaste, no fluoride, and foods. No, man, I haven't heard of that. But I don't even quite get what you mean. You know what I'm saying? Like if I see somebody squeezing a white substance out of something that looks like a toothpaste roll, right? I'm gonna be like, that white substance coming out of what looks like a roll of toothpaste. I'm gonna guess that that's toothpaste. You know what I'm saying? So I could say that I see some white shit coming out of a tube, and I'm just gonna guess that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where you're going with that. I guess I'd have to look into it. But no, I don't know nothing about the color code system. In the words of Beetlejuice, the one who did the Howard Stern show, not the movie character, but little black Beetlejuice. In the words of Beetlejuice, I don't know nothing about that, and I don't want to know nothing about that. I don't know nothing. I don't want to know nothing about that. I don't know nothing. I don't want to know. I just me. I don't know nothing about. I don't want to know nothing about that. There you go. Was that stupid? I think I was stupid. I'm sorry. I watched a damn Beetlejuice clip the other night where he did that. So it was like in my brain. So I had to let it out. And you were the unlucky guy who got stuck with it. Sorry about that, bro. You didn't deserve that. I never heard of what you heard of. Texas Grown said it's on the packaging. I'm still confused, bro. What packaging? Are you talking about a channel that's called The Packaging or a show that's called The Packaging? Or are you talking about some packaging that I am unaware of? Man, it's all very confusing. Maybe you should send me some more money and keep making it more confusing so I could keep asking what you're talking about. This makes for a very good stream, by the way. It's very entertaining. Just kidding around, Texas Grown. But no, seriously, I'm not kidding. I don't know what you're talking about. Does anyone know what he's talking about? Does anybody know what he means? People are just laughing. $100 is on Super Chats explaining his stance on the matter. All right. All right. Let me get back to the nano poisons in the Coke because I feel like we got away from the topic. Oh, but I got a and one baller super chat coming in. It said, I'm at the bar watching the Canelo fight. Salute. Let me know whether he wins or loses, bro. Even though I don't care, I don't have any money on the fight. I don't give a shit one way or the other. Just curious. Let me know who wins. All right. And have fun enjoying that rigged scripted shit. Hopefully it's better than Tyson versus Paul, right? Okay. So let's get back to Diana Ross busting the nano poison all up in the Coke.
To forward the work of technology and beverages. Take a look at this clip and we'll be right back to talk about it.
Coca Cola has this new partnership with Microsoft. It's a 5-year strategic partnership, and they've made a commitment of $1.1 billion to be able to boost the Microsoft cloud and its generative AI capabilities. But it's an exchange because they want to accelerate Coca-Cola's technology transformation, and they will use Microsoft Cloud as the globally preferred and strategic cloud and AI platform for Coca-Cola.
AI generated manufacturing in the bottling process. However, in 2017, nanoparticles were discovered in Coca-Cola. Now, these were supposedly harmless additives to Coca-Cola, and it was just mainly about making the beverage tastier and also to eliminate any chance of contaminants being in the bottles, as well as making sure that carbon dioxide stays inside the container instead of filtering out of the container.
I'm sure that the computer company and the major soft drink company just want to try and make the product as tasty as possible, right? Everybody knows that the whole reason that these companies merge together and get together and want to talk about, hey, let's combine technology and soda together, it's to make it as tasty as possible. Say, I wonder if they could create some sort of little nano robot thing that is so small that it can penetrate your blood barrier system, and then it implants itself inside your brain, and then it reads your thoughts, and then it tells evil Bill Gates and the Coca Cola company and Microsoft what you're thinking, and then they inseminate that information into AI. And that AI is basically all of our thoughts being sucked out of our freaking heads right now because of all the nano poisons that got into all of our food and drinks, huh? Sound crazy, right? Well, let's just hope nobody with a lot of money ever decides to do anything like that. Now, there's a part of me that's like, okay, is there really a such thing as a little tiny, little itty bitty robot that's microscopic that can get inside your head and read your thoughts? Is there a such thing as what they say, smart dust? Is it really something to be afraid of? Or is this some doom and gloom shit? So then you wonder, if it is real, would they just put it in Coca-Cola? Well, no, if it was real, then they'd be putting it in all sorts of shit. Everything, right? So they wouldn't just put it in Coca-Cola. So then you got to consider that you have already ingested thousands of little nanobots. I've been saying it for years. Everybody has already, without even knowing it, consumed millions, possibly billions, dare I say, Chinese nanorobots. They have already probably implanted themselves deep within the blood-brain barrier of your urethra. That's right. They implant themselves inside the brain of your urethra. It's a highly technical medical procedure to remove them. Most people don't even got a clue that they got them. One of the things I do to keep the Chinese nanobots from invading my body is I'm constantly hitting my vape pen. And my vape pen is filled with organic Bible juice made from recycled Bibles. That's right. I make recycled Bible vape juice, and it protects my body from all incoming invading Chinese nanobots. However, if you want to get a 50% off coupon, I have a promo code down below, Richie's Nanobot 50. Use that and you're going to get a 50% off. Or don't. Do whatever you like. At any rate, like, share, subscribe, but don't. I don't care anymore. It doesn't matter. I'm out. There you go. Phew. I made it. All right. Cruisin' says, Cruisin' 1 says, we don't have soda in Toledo. We have pop. You country folks are so funny. You country bumpkins out there in the Midwest drinking your pop. We don't drink no freaking soda. We drink Pop. Cool. Yeah, I remember some kids talking about pop in Utah because my dad moved to Utah when I was a little kid. So I spent some of my summers in Utah. So I would live in California, throughout the whole school year and then go visit my dad in Utah. And it was like the kids there were totally different. And they would say pop. And some of the Mormon kids, they wouldn't even say the word God. They would say, oh my hell, or oh my heck. They would say, oh my heck, instead of oh my God. And they would drink pop. Oh my heck, he was skipping school and drinking pop. All right. Now I'm getting off on a tangent talking about some shit that don't matter. All right. Thank you very much, Cruising. All right. Dale Hess says, Beetlejuice says, who, me? Can you impersonate Beetlejuice? Nah, buddy. Nah, I knock your ass out. But I don't know who he is, and I don't even want to know. Who, me? I'm like 6'9", man. Nah. Yeah, buddy. Who, me? Nah, buddy. That's what you think, buddy. I don't know. I haven't worked on it. I've never tried to do it, so it probably sucks. Very basic, shitty Beetlejuice. Totally got to admit, I've never practiced a Beetlejuice impression. So you caught me off guard. I wish it was better. Who, me? Nah, that's just, we gonna, that's just what we gonna do. That's what she want to do. We gonna do it. Yeah, we gonna do. You just give me a call. Yeah. All right, Beetle. We want you to say, hi, I'm Beetlejuice, and this is the Howard Stern Show. And go ahead and give me a call on the Howard Stern hotline. Can you say that? Yeah, with this Beetlejuice, this is Howard Stern. That's what we gonna do. You call me, and that's what's up. No, Beetlejuice. We want you to say, hi, this is Beetlejuice. I'm on the Howard Stern Show. Can you give me a call on the Howard Stern hotline? Can you say that? This Beetlejuice, and give me a call. That's what we gonna do. So just give me a call, and that's what we do. There you go. I think that was decent. Decent, right? Not terrible. It's all right. It's passable. All right, let's get back to Diana Ross talking about nanobots all up in the soda. We're only a minute and a half in.
But what is nanoparticles and what is it doing in our food? Now, with further investigation, it looks like nanoparticles are a part of our everyday consumer items.
I bet you didn't know your favorite soda contains more than just sugar and fizz. Let's dive into this shocking discovery. Researchers have uncovered tiny fluorescent nanoparticles, just 5 nanometers in size, lurking in Coca Cola and Pepsi. These particles are so small they can sneak into our cells and even make their way to our brains. But wait, there's more. Tests on mice showed no immediate harm, but some changes in body chemistry did occur. This raises big questions about what's happening inside our bodies when we drink these popular sodas. Why does this matter? These particles might be messing with our gut bacteria and brain function. With millions of people guzzling these drinks every day, understanding the long-term effects is crucial for our health. So next time you reach for that fizzy refreshment, remember, there might be more than just bubbles and caffeine in that can. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep questioning what's in your food and drinks.
Bum, 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 right? So I got to admit, y'all, every once in a while, I drink a soda. Not a lot. I know soda's bad, so I don't drink it that much. And it's too sweet. But every great once in a while, like on a long road trip, I'll find myself with a can of Rockstar in my hand, right? An energy drink or whatever, which is basically like soda with extra caffeine. And I know it's shitty. So I gotta say, every once in a while, I end up drinking some of this nasty shit. So then I have to wonder, am I already infected with the nanobots? Is there no going back? Or does the nano particles life cycle, does it die out, or are you stuck with them forever? Are they forever nanos or just for a little while nanos? Can you do anything to get rid of the nanos? Now, if I ask you guys, what can you do to get rid of the nanos? You guys are going to start saying all this shit. Well, if you eat seaweed mixed with peanut butter and rub it on your testicles every Tuesday, it gets rid of all the nanobots. I know because I do it every Tuesday. And let me tell you, my testicles have never been more seaweedy and peanut buttery. So that's how I know that there's no nanobots, right? So I'm sure if I ask you guys how to get rid of the nanobots that I may have already consumed, all you guys are going to fucking tell me all this different shit. And then I have to wonder if what shit you're saying is even going to work and get rid of the nanobots, right? Watch. Tell me how to get rid of the nanobots. Go ahead. I'd like to hear it. I've already drank some pop in the past. Not a lot, but I have drank some. So I know I'm infected. If there is a such thing as nano poisons, then I fucking got them in me. So what do I do now? Help! I want you guys to help. Tell me what to take. Weed? Oh, okay. Well, then I'm good. If the cure is weed, well, then I'm definitely good. Then I definitely killed any incoming nano particulates. If weed kills it and gets rid of it, oh, well, then I already took proper precautions a long time ago. I started smoking when I was 17. So I guess you could say I've been taking precautions against nano poison since I was 17 years old. Ah. All right. What do I do, guys? Tell me how to get rid. A water fast. So what? I just drink water really fast? Okay. More? Do I have to do more? More? I don't know if I can handle this. Whew, I think if I drink too much water, it'll make me sick and then I'll puke. Is that how I'm supposed to get rid of the nanobots? You want me to drink so much water that I fucking puke? And hopefully I puke up the nano. I see. And then I puke up the nanobots. Is that going to work? Because I drank a soda like a month ago and it probably had the nano poison in it. So if does drinking water now get rid of the poison from a month ago? Does that work? I hope so. If so, I know I'm good. All right. For decran. Now I got a bunch of water all over my desk just because I was trying to be funny. Hold on. Let me clean up the water on my desk. Sorry, guys. I took my joke a little too far. I need to clean up my desk. Decran 4D said, as long as that shit's not in Michelob Ultra, I'm good. Nah, bro. Evil Billy Goats, Microsoft and Coca Cola, they only put the evil nanobots in the Coca Cola. They don't put it in anything else. You don't got to worry about like it being in your favorite shampoo and you like rubbing it into your fucking head, right? Or your favorite conditioner. Jake, I make my own shampoo and my own conditioner out of bull semen and coconut oil. So I don't have to worry about that. Right? Yeah. You're not going to be able to get your fancy coconut oil and bull semen once these tariffs kick in. and the shelves are empty, where are you going to buy your fancy coconut bull semen oil then, huh? All right. All right. So let's get back to this poison soda video. All right.
Reach for that fizzy refreshment. Remember, there might be more than just bubbles and caffeine in that can. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep questioning what's in your food and drinks.
It's in diaper cream for babies. It's in sunscreen. It's in deodorant. It's in toothpaste. So it's not something that is foreign to us. However, we may not be aware that these products contain nanoparticles. But the Coca Cola discovery of nanoparticles, these were fluorescent nanoparticles.
Hold on. So it ain't just Coke, y'all. You hear that?
Stay informed and keep questioning what's in your food and drinks.
It's in diaper cream for
Diaper cream. Well, I don't use that, so I'm good.
babies. It's in sunscreen.
I don't use that, so I'm good.
It's in deodorant.
I actually stop using deodorant, and then if I feel like I need to use some sort of deodorant, I use the old coconut oil. It's funny because I was just talking about coconut oil. I use a coconut oil and baking soda deal. You mix the baking soda, coconut oil together, just a little bit. Yeah, right. So I learned to like make your own deodorant, right? So I'm covered there. All right, what else?
It's in toothpaste. So
I use the coconut oil and and baking soda as a toothpaste. The same thing I use as a deodorant, I use as a toothpaste too.
it's not something that is foreign to us. However, we may not be aware that these products contain.
How many of you guys make some of your own shit, or you do like your own simple concoction? Once you find out that you can like brush your teeth with like coconut oil and like baking soda, and then your teeth actually feel cleaner than the damn fucking toothpastes and whatever that have glycerin and all sorts of different shit, then you start thinking, oh, why don't I just make my own? It's cheaper, right? Because baking soda, you can get a box of it. It's cheap. And coconut oil's cheap. So you can make your own shit. You know what I mean? Just those two ingredients, like, make a deodorant and a toothpaste. Yep. People are saying they make their own. Make your own shit. Yep. People saying they make their own. You know what I made that I need to make soon? And I'm thinking I'm going to make a video out of it. How to make your own laundry detergent. Because there's so many chemicals in laundry detergent. And I saw a homemade laundry detergent video. And it was pretty simple. So I went and bought the stuff and I made it. I made it was in a 5-gallon bucket, and I just did 2.5 gallons so that I wouldn't have this gigantic bucket. So I made 2.5 gallons worth, which is a bunch of laundry detergent, by the way, 2.5 gallons. And so I found a simple recipe to make your own homemade laundry detergent. And so I was thinking of making that into a video. It's not usually something you would see me posting, you know, save money with a homemade laundry detergent video. It's not super exciting, but I figure it'll get clicks because people are going to be looking to save money if we're going into a recession. And, you know, I know my audience will always watch whatever I post. At least some of you will. So, yeah, you might see me in the future showing you guys how to make some of this stuff, save money. All right.
Nanoparticles. But the Coca Cola discovery of nanoparticles, these were fluorescent nanoparticles in Coca Cola. Now, let's step back for a second. We've seen Bill Gates at the forefront of so many things regarding health. In 2020, he and his then wife owned more than 250,000 acres of farmland.
Whoa, we're going to have to break that down. Looks like I got a super chat that came through. So good news for Rose is I'm going to miss less super chats because now that Holden told me how to find all the super chats, I can just go to my watch page and I can see that someone has sent a super chat. Because they're all all showing nothing but my super chats. So I always used to have to scroll back and try and find these super chats. And now I don't have to. All right. Technicolor says, does Mountain Dew kill sperm count? I heard that when I was a little kid. That one's been going around since I was probably 12 years old. Right around the time I was probably sprouting my first ball hairs, right? Right about the time I started to produce sperm is when I heard that drinking Mountain Dew can lower your sperm count. And when you're a kid and you have a can of Mountain Dew and another kid tells you that, you go, no, and then you look at it and then you think, well, I ain't never drinking this shit ever again. And then from that day forward, I drank considerably less Mountain Dew because of that one kid telling me. That one kid on the playground that told me. It blew my mind. It actually stopped me from drinking it, which has kept my my splooge count so healthy, right? So ginormous. Thank you, Technicolor. All right. So check it out. Check it out. They tie in this whole thing, poison in your soda, to Bill Gates, right? And I done told you guys, this is just a character on the world stage. If the government's allowing a bunch of corporations to put poisons in your food and in the water, then the government's cool with it. You know why? It's because the government and all the biggest, hugest corporations are all in bed together. So the hugest corporations become fabric of the government. Like Walmart is the government, right? Target, Walmart, those are like basically ingrained into the fabric of the country, and it becomes part of the government. So you got to look at these giant corporations as just like arms of the government. And so what they really want to do is keep people from thinking about the government and instead focus on these characters, right? So they still got you focusing on Bill Gates like he's the evil one. So anyone who thinks they're awake, who's still pointing at Bill Gates, they're pointing at a fictional character, a guy who has no power and makes no moves. So if they get you all mad at this Bill Gates character, then they got you focusing your anger in the total wrong direction against a guy who's irrelevant and doesn't do anything. Total figurehead. Check it out. This right here, that's back when it was Kevin Kline playing the part. So back when they were together, like this photo right here, that's Kevin Kline. Don't believe me? Don't believe me? All right. We're gonna cut back to this video in just a minute. But just to show you, Kevin Kline 100% played the part of Melinda Gates. In my opinion, this is 100% proof. I'm gonna pull up the video right now. I made this video many years ago. What, like 3-4 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago. Here you go. Bill and Melinda Gates ending their marriage. Check it out. They love each other so much. I mean, I can picture old Bill just giving it to Melinda all night long. I'm surprised these two are calling it quits. Shocker. Okay, let's get serious for a second. Are we really going to pretend like these two people in the top photo are the same two people in the bottom photo? See, people don't fucking pay attention. This was what Bill Gates looked like 15 years ago. And this was what Melinda looked like. And then it became this and this. I still can see detail. I can still pay attention. But come on. They pull the old switcheroo. These have been characters for a long time. So there may have been a dude who was Bill Gates at one time, an actual Bill Gates, but this ain't him. This is some other guy who they call Bill Gates now. And they have Kevin Kline, who played the part of Melinda Gates. Photo. Let's get serious. The two people in the top photo from the early 2000s seem to be long gone, and now they have these other two actors playing the role of Bill and Melinda, and no one seems to notice. Take a close look. These are not the same people, obviously. And if you really want to have your brain ripped out of your asshole and turned inside out, then just head on over to Google and type in Kevin Kline, Melinda Gates. Once you see it, you can never unsee it. Yeah. Exactly. And it seems to me the best reason these two would get divorced, quote unquote, Yeah. All right, what do you guys think? Huh? So in this case, when people say everyone in Hollywood is inverted, well, I'd say Kevin Kline is a man, but he has played the part of a woman. But he actually is a man. See what I'm saying? So when people say everyone in Hollywood is an invert, it's not necessarily true. I don't think Kevin Kline is a woman who pretends to be a man, but also pretended to be Melinda Gates. So I don't think Kevin Kline is a woman. I think Kevin Kline is a man who has played the part of a woman. See? So not everybody in Hollywood, in my opinion, is inverted. I know that's a popular opinion of people online, but I don't think every single man is a female, and I don't think every female is a man. But we definitely can see that this man has probably played the role of a female and duped a bunch of people. All right. So let's continue. Now that I've thrown that on the table, let's go back to the last video. So the reason why I went to that video was to show you when they're referring to Bill Gates and Melinda, these are just fucking actors on the world stage who weren't even the same Bill and Melinda from 15 years ago. Same deal with Joe Biden. Go look at Joe Biden as vice president under Obama, and then look at Joe Biden who was just president. Look at current Joe Biden. Not the same dude who just got older. I've made many videos about Joe Biden being replaced. So yeah, they have a figurehead called Bill Gates who they trick people into thinking is the evil bad guy who does all the evil stuff. So you aim all your frustration and anger and you tell stories to your friends. It's Bill Gates. Bill Gates is the one trying to kill everybody. See, they get you to sound like a fucking idiot. You know how many people like will tell their friends and family that Bill Gates is the one behind all the VAXXs, and he's behind and all this bad stuff, right? The food shortages, population control, whatever. They just stick the name Bill Gates in front of it. You see what I'm saying? It's like the figurehead lightning rod for your negative attention. And what they can do is kill this guy off in the future, fake kill him off, and then like have him ceremoniously fake die, and then make it out like it's a victory for the conspiracy theorists. They'll have conspiracy theorists online celebrating that Billy Goats died. Meanwhile, I'll be the dude going, hey, he probably fake died. It was like a character the whole time. You know? All right. Shady Davy D said 400 plus in the chat. Get these likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. What? Get the likes up. If you want me to continue this show, you're going to need to get the likes up. I'm going to hold the stream hostage right now until everybody in the room hits a thumbs up. Let me go back to the Coca Cola video. But before I start the Coca Cola video, got to get them likes up. Got to get them likes up. What? All right. Coca Cola video. Booyah. So check it out, y'all. This was the part we got to where she was talking about Bill Gates and Melinda. So that's why I stopped us in our tracks to break down that these are characters. This was Kevin Kline. When I started pointing them out that this was Kevin Kline, they got divorced. So now Kevin Kline doesn't have to play this part anymore. All right.
Of so many things regarding health. In 2020, he and his then wife owned more than 250,000 acres of farmland.
He owned 250,000 acres of farmland. So they make it out like the character Bill Gates can own a bunch of farmland, right? Whereas I would tell you that's the government who owns that land. The government owns it. So if the government wants to do evil, nefarious shit, like have, cows with computerized nanotechnology inside of them that is going to give us computerized nano meat and computer nano milk that's going to infiltrate our blood-brain barriers, and then they're going to read our thoughts and harvest our inner thoughts, and turn it into AI. I mean, if that's their plan, that's something the government would do, right? Not just one dude. So if there is this gigantic, nefarious, evil plan, I'm going to point in the direction of the government as the culprit before I point at one dude with glasses. It's the guy with glasses. He's the one doing it. So all this land that they say is owned by Bill Gates, I just think that means that's the government's land. I don't look at it like there's this one evil guy with glasses who's a nerd who has this evil plan to take us out. That's why it makes me think that they could have some story where some conspiracy theorists takes out Bill Gates. Make it look like the people got rid of Bill Gates on their own, and it's a win-win for the people. All right.
And they were buying it up quite rapidly. Some suspect that it is because he wants to have his finger right on the pulse of food production in America and how that will affect the eating habits of everyday Americans. Now, if we then take a look at the fact that nanoparticles are in food items for a particular purpose, and the fact that nanoparticles cross the blood-brain barrier, then what are we doing with nanoparticles in our foods? Well, let's go back to the deal, the $1.1 billion deal that was signed between Microsoft and Coca Cola.
Rose says, I don't see why Shunter Thompson would be blocked. You know what? I might have accidentally blocked him on accident then. Because I think there was somebody who said something and I accidentally hit him. So that might have been the guy. All right. I'll write down to unblock Shunter Thompson. Because I think I accidentally did block him. Accidents do occur. My bad to Shunter. I will, during the stream or after the stream, I'll go dig you out of the blocked users if you accidentally got blocked.
Now, in their words, they say that this is to help with their manufacturing process, to make it more modern, to make it more adaptive, and to use generative AI to make sure that this process is going fluidly. And they actually topped up their deal because back in 2020, a deal was signed between these two mega companies for over $400 million. It makes you wonder why Bill Gates has to always be involved when it comes to food and other things that people put into their bodies. And the thing with fluorescent nanoparticles is that it has a way of detecting what has gone into the body. Scientists and researchers have shown that when you have nanoparticles in a beverage like Coca Cola, it has the freedom to migrate wherever it wants to in the body.
You hear that, guys? Nanoparticles have the freedom to migrate wherever they want to in the body.
That's exactly what I was trying to tell you guys for all these years. I was trying to tell you that these Chinese nanobots, they have the ability to migrate wherever they want. And that's why they always migrate into your urethra and they implant nano aids inside your urethra. The next thing that happens, well, I don't even have to tell you. You already know. The only way to get these little guys out of your system is to vape my holy vape juice made from recycled Bibles. It's the only way you're ever going to get rid of them. Either that or you can try repenting to God with a Bible between your knees. That works some of the time, but if you want guaranteed results, you're going to need to buy some of my holy vape juice made from recycled Bibles. All right. Promo code down below.
All right. There you go. Got another Richie in there. Bodhi Rasmussen says, this is Shunter citric acid in everything and is active ingredient in the best homemade rust remover. Yeah, there's a account, Shunter Thompson, not to be confused with Hunter Thompson. And I think I just accidentally blocked him. And so I need to unblock him. So I guess he's got a second account. Good to know. Glad you're here, buddy. Sorry for the confusion. I did write myself a note to unblock you. Citric acid is in everything, an active ingredient in the best homemade rust remover. I've heard that citric acid is bad, and I've in the past bought like that lime juice that's inside the plastic lime, and then I heard a bunch of bad stuff that like, oh, that's like terrible. Like, you have to use actual lemons and actual limes, the actual juice. You can't use any of those lemon or lime juice inside of the plastic because it's like filled with citric acid and it's totally bad for you. So yeah, I heard a lot of the stuff that I used to buy, was just full of bad shit. So then you end up like buying a bunch of boring shit. And your life becomes really boring. Everything you eat is boring. Isn't it so fun? All right. So when she's talking about nanoparticles in your food and stuff, one of the things like I've noticed like on some packages of rice. So rice, for instance, if you go to buy brown rice or white rice, you look at the ingredients and it says ingredients, brown rice, and then it says iron, niacin. That's the extra added ingredient. Iron, right? So that makes me wonder if it's like little fucking nano pieces of iron, or little nano poison, whatever, and they're calling it iron. Because on a different package of rice that's organic, I look at the ingredients and it just says rice. So if I get to pick between the one that says rice, iron, or the one that just says rice, I go with the one that just says rice. See what I'm saying? So then you have to wonder, like, okay, this extra added iron, is that their way of getting away with it by calling it iron, right? So this is the one I like to buy because I know rice isn't that healthy, but I can like stretch out my meat by adding a little rice to the mix. You know what I mean? So I still enjoy, adding meat stock. So if I have chicken stock or beef stock, or a bunch of beef fat, chicken fat, whatever, I like to add it into the rice, and supplement my meat with some rice. So I know rice isn't the most healthiest. So what I do is I get the organic one, and then the ingredients will say just rice. You see what I'm saying? Organic rice. And it doesn't say iron. And then on the cheap supermarket brand, you know what I mean? The cheap brands, the rice packages would say brown rice or white rice, and then it would say iron, niacin. So it makes me think, in my head, I start picturing little tiny iron particles. I saw this video one time where it was like, oh, there's these little tiny corkscrews, little metal corkscrews that are nano size, and they can be activated by electromagnetic waves, and they can have these little metal corkscrews inside your body. Just, and I'm like, no, I don't want little nano corkscrews fucking drilling inside my head. No, right? Instead, it gives me the heebie-jeebies that I already have been infected by the fucking nano corkscrew bots, and they're just corkscrewing away inside my brain. So then anytime I wake up and don't feel quite good, it's like, it's probably because of them fucking nanobots corkscrewing away in my brain because of that soda that I drank 4 years ago. Shit. There's just no way to ever feel healthy again, right? It's like health has been tainted for life. Like everywhere you turn is poison. It's like no way to feel healthy anymore.
Nanoparticles in a beverage like Coca Cola, it has the freedom to migrate wherever it wants to in the body.
New research in Britain has raised concerns about the potentially harmful effect of nanoparticles. The emerging technology is used in a variety of medicines and even sunscreen. The research found that the small particles could damage the DNA of cells.
They're tiny microscopic particles which...
Here's the proof, you guys. Just in case anyone's doubting that there is, in fact, nanoparticles in all your products. Look, you see the dots on screen? Pay attention to the dots, you guys. Look. Nanoparticles. Pay attention, everyone.
which can store and release drugs in specific areas of the body.
See that? See the nanoparticles doing that? Storing the drugs in the body?
As a result, nanoparticles are increasingly being used in medicine and surgery. But because the particles are so small, there's been growing concerns about potential toxicity.
There's an emerging sort of body of evidence that says that for some particles of certain scales and of certain materials, that there are potential health risks.
New British research has added to that concern. It found nanoparticles could damage cells without even entering them. Scientists found the particles change the function of cells and how they communicate with other cells.
What this study shows is that even with a barrier between the blood supply where the nanoparticles are and cells, that there can be damage to cells, and not just a bit of damage, but significant damage to the DNA.
Nanoparticles not only have breached the blood-brain barrier, so that means that they go directly to the brain.
All right. So let me stop it there and say that I don't trust what they tell us about DNA as it stands. So then I have to wonder, like, how much of this is just like fear mongering versus like how much poison really is in a regular can of soda, like a can of Coke right now. Like how much actual poison is in it. You know what I mean? To what degree? So then it's like, it just keeps me wondering, like, okay, shit, I'm guilty. I've drank some soda in the past, so I have to have some poisons in me. And there are days I don't feel super energetic. I don't feel super motivated, but then that could be also a variety of other things affecting me, right? So it's hard for me to pin any adverse effects on any of the shit that I've eaten. And I know I've eaten some shit, I've eaten some fast food shit and, been subjected to God knows what added chemical poisons and additives, whatnot, right? So I can't claim to have lived a perfectly clean life where none of these things could have ever gotten into my system. But then it makes you wonder, like, how much of this is just like to scare you, right?
Release drugs in specific areas of the body. As a result, nanoparticles are increasingly being used in medicine and surgery. But because the particles are so small, there's been growing concerns about potential.
What would that have to do with how somebody thinks and their cognitive awareness about decision making in their life? It makes you wonder, what is the real purpose of infusing Coca Cola with nanoparticles when we know that Coca Cola is the #1 soft drink in the world? What does that tell us? It tells us something. So, what does Bill Gates want to do with your brain and with your body?
So in one way, I totally agree with you, Mike Leo. Nanoparticles sounds like truth or bait. Because, like, how can you have technology that's that small? Like, how can you have circuitry like on something that's nano sized, right? But then, you know, if like they break it down into like, oh, you get this certain chemical inside people, and then we can detect it with our computers, and then we can track people and trace people because they've got this certain chemical up inside of them. It might be something like an entirely other plan altogether. You know what I mean? So I try and think of like what other reasoning is there to get a special sauce up in people, all up in people's bodies, besides just trying to kill them off, you know? So the round of jabs that they wanted everyone to take and the round of boosters they wanted everyone to take, you know? Is it just because they want you dead? Or is there other sinister reasons, you know? Like they want to be able to like figure out what's going on in your body without you knowing. You know what I mean? Like if we get someone to take this shot, we can actually figure out what's going on in their body and tell them because they have this certain chemical and we can fucking pick it up with our computers and sense it and read it. See, the shit that they're able to do blows my mind with these gadgets and computers. So I know that technology, you know, has reached a point where they can easily blow my little pea brain. So when it comes to something like nanoparticles, I agree with you in one sense that it sounds like truth or bait, but at the same time, they got some shit that's out of this world when it comes to technology that I couldn't tell you how they made it. You know what I mean? But so I have to kind of look at both sides. Are they putting something in products that's bad for us on purpose? Probably. Is it nanoparticles exactly like this Diana Ross looking lady is explaining? Maybe not. Not so much, probably. So that's why I try and distinguish how much of what she's saying is just like fear mongering versus how much of it is just like, well, she's got a point. Maybe I should never ever drink another soft drink ever again, you know? Which would probably be a good thing. So then you have to ask, well, why would they be trying to like tell you about it? Why wouldn't they want to keep it a secret, you know? All right.
Because both are being affected by drinking Coca Cola. Now, as a holistic nutritionist, I have my opinions about what people are supposed to do or not do with soda. I'm not a fan of Coca Cola just because of the negative health effects that it has. Like any other soda, it's very high in sugar, it's very high in preservatives, colors, artificial colors, and taste and sweeteners. And it is something that does not do a body well. That's my opinion as a holistic nutritionist. I never recommend that anybody drinks soft drinks. If anything, if you're going to drink anything, the #1 thing should be water and not coffee or tea or anything that's caffeinated. Water should be the #1 beverage. And then after that, real fruit juices, but holding back from too much fruit juice because, again, that is high in sugar.
Well, the problem there is a lot of people's water is in what? A plastic bottle, right? So not everyone has their own water distiller. So a lot of people are buying those plastic water bottles, which are going to have the nano plastics in it, right? You just can't escape it. No matter what you do, they're going to get that poison all up inside you, right? And then like when you take a shower, like I like to take a nice hot shower. Well, apparently that's just like fluoride, just like going straight into your scalp. So I don't have like a purification system on my shower head that I'm using, right? And I don't shower in a mineral hot or I don't bathe in a mineral hot spring every day. So I guess I'm getting pelted in the head by fluoride. I don't know any other way around it, right? So it just seems like no matter what you do, they're going to get their shit all up inside you. So at the end of the day, it's like, screw it, I guess. Just drink a damn Coca Cola, eat the bag of potato chips, drink the Budweiser, slam the Big Mac at McDonald's and just call it a day. Right? But then again, that's what they want you to do, right? They want you to go on tilt and just go, fuck it. There's poison to the left of me, poison to the right. Guess I'm just going to eat poison until I die, huh?
Now, going back to nanoparticles, we're seeing the dawn of a new age. We have generative AI, open AI, and it's around us everywhere. And it's becoming more and more intelligent as we are providing it with the place to experiment and to adjust. Remember those things where all of those little stop checks to make sure that you're human online? Well, you're actually improving the accuracy of AI by clicking any of those CAPTCHA quizzes. The world is changing, and it's a very concerning thing to have Bill Gates at the forefront of the changing of this world.
See there, she said it again. Bill Gates is at the forefront of the change. All these changes that are going on, Bill Gates at the forefront of these changes. The world is changing, and Bill Gates is the one causing it.
By capturing the leading soft drink in the world and infusing it with fluorescent nanoparticles that can change how people are, and it can change how we tolerate foods and beverages and our lives at large. We in the world change how.
All right, guys, it can't be that bad because look, Bill Gates is drinking it. I mean, do you really think Bill Gates is going to drink fluoride nano poison? Come on, guys. You guys, Jaron, I'm Jaron. Let's get real. I'm always honest. Guys, here is a picture of Bill Gates drinking Diet Coke. Do you really think he's going to drink fluoride nano poison? Get real. If you think there's nano poison inside your Coke, you are a retard. Think Bill Gates is going to sit there and poison himself with nanobots? Get real. This literally is a picture of him drinking a Diet Coke. You think he's dumb enough to poison himself? Guys, there's no such thing as poison Coke.
People are, and it can change how we tolerate foods and beverages and our lives at large. It's bad enough that there are nanoparticles in your Coke, and it's even worse that you're drinking Coke in the first place.
Dude, she changed her hairstyle in the middle of the fucking video. How did that work? Look at this. Look at this. What? How? Huh? What?
Foods and beverages and our lives at large. It's bad enough that there are nanoparticles in your Coke, and it's even worse that you're drinking Coke in the first.
She got hotter. Did she not get hotter in like a 5-second span? Look, she's like old, nasty Diana Ross, and then suddenly,
and our lives at large.
I almost feel like I got jungle fever. Something about the way this part of the hair changed made her way more attractive. Almost got jungle fever just because of this right here. Yeah. What? No jungle fever.
Tolerate foods and beverages and our lives at large.
It's jungle fever. Jungle fever. Right. Oh yeah, another joke I wanted to make. Him Bill Gates, him play joke, him put nano poison in your Diet Coke. There you go. Got it in. Got my jokes in.
You're drinking Coke in the first place. The amount of sugar and high fructose corn syrup and all of the additives, the colors, the flavorings, all of the preservatives are wreaking havoc on your brain and on your body. So what can you do? Well, first of all, as a holistic nutritionist, I would strongly recommend that you stop drinking soda. If you can't do that, then at least drink more water during the day. If you're in the place now where you have insulin resistance because of the standard American diet, and especially from drinking too much soda and other sugary beverages, and it's just a matter of time before you're diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Insulin resistance.
You get your blood sugar checked and you check it often. You might just end up with type 2 diabetes. You don't want to end up with diabetes. If you don't want to end up with diabetes, then you need to get your blood sugar checked. You check it often. I'm Wilford Brimley, here to tell you about diabetes. You want type 1 diabetes? I don't think so. Get your blood sugar checked. You want type 2 diabetes? I don't think so. Get your blood sugar checked. You don't want any type of diabetes. And you know why? Because I've had diabetes. Let me tell you, it sucks. You don't want it. Don't do it. Get your blood sugar checked. You check it often. All right.
Resistance is the first step to a lifelong journey of poor health and poor health outcomes, especially for Black people in America. One of the things you can do to control how much glucose you have.
Apparently, the NAACP is being sent to my location. Who's that? Is that the N-word Association of America cock pushers? Is that who that is? If so, bring them on. If they want to get to me, they're going to have to go through me. And I don't think they got the balls to do it. Thank you, Nev Soul. The N-word Association of cunts and pussies. Coming after me.
Yeah. Have in your blood, and to avoid insulin resistance, or at least to try to reverse it, is this product right here. It's called GlucoBlock. It's a very powerful supplement. It's a whole food supplement. I strongly recommend this to my clients who are trying to avoid type 2 diabetes by lowering their resistance to insulin. You need this, especially if soda is one of the mainstays of your diet. Check that out on my YouTube channel. There'll be a link there with more information on how you can get your GlucoBlock. Now,
all right, turned into a commercial all of a sudden. Now she's like Alex Jones wanting to sell us some female fertility pills, right?
Folks, right now, times are getting tough. You're going to see the shelves empty. So what you need to do is you need to buy my food pills. They're actual meals tucked into a pill. You can get all your daily calories in one pill. You do not need to eat unless you want to eat your neighbor's ass. Wish I have neighbor's ass pills. I'm going to be selling pieces of my neighbor's ass ground up in the pill form. Of course, we need to ground them up, haul them up, size them up, that chain. We're going to chop it up, slice them up. We're going to process that shit right into these little pills. We're going to be selling my neighbor's ass pills. You want 50% off my neighbor's ass pills? Enter Tesla is friggin' awesome. Promo code down below.
All right. Whew. There we go. What else is happening out there in the world? All right. Oh, yeah, the shelves are going to go empty. That's right. Let's hear what Trump has to say about the shelves going empty. As you guys know, Trump's fixing all the problems that freaking Joe Biden did. Freaking Joe Biden damn near ran this country into the freaking ground. Trump's right out there fixing it right now. You said you wanted lower egg prices. You are welcome. You said you wanted lower gas prices. You are welcome. You hearing stories about empty shelves? Only empty shelves because everything's going to be so cheap. Everyone's going to be buying everything because it's going to be so cheap. You're going to be thanking Trump because there's empty shelves because everybody's closets and their cupboards going to be full of food. It's one thing they don't tell you. It's damn Democrats. The reason why the shelves are going to be empty because Trump is going to lower the prices to everything, and everybody's going to fill their cupboards and their pantries up with food. There you go. That sounds like a good reason, right? All right, let's see what Trump has to say about the empty shelves. This was from 3 days ago.
Now, and I told you before, they're having tremendous difficulty because their factories are not doing business. They made $1 trillion with Biden, $1 trillion, even $1.1 trillion with Biden selling us stuff. Much of it we don't need. You know, somebody said, "Oh, the shelves are going to be open." Well,
all right, got some super chats coming in. SGD Galvez, SG de Galvez, with a super sticker. No chat attached, but a super sticker is always greatly appreciated. Thank you very much, SG de Galvez, coming in strong with some super sticker love. Got Nev Soul with another super chat donation. Says, would you have been a nice slave master? I would have been the best slave master who ever owned slaves. I would have liked to have owned the most slaves, but also been the nicest, so that all the other slaves heard about this one owner who is so awesome that it was like better than being free. I would want to be known as the greatest slave master who treated his slaves better than society, free society. Yeah, like, my master treat me better than being free. Ain't no reason to be free when I can be a slave under Jake. He the best slave master there ever was. I would have liked to have been remembered as the greatest slave master that there ever was. People right now who are bitching on TikTok that they can't find a job, they'd be like, I wish I could have went to work for slave master Jake. All those slaves had it good. Those slaves had it so good, they didn't even know how good they had it, right? People bitching on TikTok, they don't even realize that, like, they don't even know. What am I even talking about? What are you even talking about? What are we all even freaking talking about at this point? I don't even freaking know. All I know is I'm probably going to end up doing a Trump impression pretty quick.
maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30, you know, and maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally. But
ooh, you like the way he slipped that in? Let's get the captions going for this one. Some captions. Oh, I can't turn on the captions. Great. Oh, there's captions over here in the corner. Never mind. Okay. So he says maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30. So he's making it out like these tariffs are just going to affect children who have too many dolls.
you know, somebody said, "Oh, the shelves are going to be open." Well, maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30, you know, and maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally. But we're not talking about something that we have to go out of our way. They have ships that are loaded up with stuff, much of which, not all of it, but much of which we don't need. And we have to make a fair deal.
They have ships, quite frankly, loaded up with a bunch of, let's be honest, cheap Chinese crap. It's crapola, all right? It's obsolete. Nobody wants it. What you should be doing is ordering your goods from right here in the good old US of A. You need to be buying goods made here in the greatest country of all time. You shouldn't be buying your goods from China. So what we're going to do, we're going to put the tariffs in place.
They aren't going to come over here with their boats. We don't want any of their cheap Chinese crap no more. We're not going to take it. No, we're not going to take it. Quite thank you. Thank you very much. We don't want it.
We've been ripped off by every country in the world, but China, I would say, is the leading one, the leading candidate for the chief ripper offer.
China is the leading candidate for the chief ripper offer position. Quite frankly, it's a position that nobody should want, that nobody should have. They are the biggest ripper offers who ever ripped off me. Quite frankly, I've never been ripped off, never felt so pissed off in all of my life. And quite frankly, the ones who ripped me off are the ones who pissed me off. They're the biggest ripper offers who ever off-ripped this off-rip situation, if you know what I mean.
There has never been a country that's been ripped off more than the United States of America under some of the dumbest leadership. And it usually starts with the president. We took over on.
It starts with the president, and you know who I'm talking about. Joe Biden, Obama, those guys, of course. I'm not talking about myself. So when I say it starts with the president, of course, I don't mean me. So don't look at me, all right? I'm talking about the last guy, the one who screwed everything up. That's why I'm here to fix everything. In all honesty, you guys, they've got Trump playing the role of the guy throwing the country under the bus right now. And it's funny because he's going to be gone in 4 years, right? So this is Trump's last hurrah is this presidency. And so they can have him be the guy that totally throws the country under the bus. And then they can rally around the Democratic candidate for the next presidential race, 2028. And so 2028 rolls around. You'll see the Democratic candidate getting the majority of the vote. And they'll say, oh, by a landslide, people want to bring democratic values back to the country after what Trump did. See? So they could totally have people screaming to bring back, a hardcore Democrat after dealing with 4 years of Trump, out of control Trump. And then all of this about Trump wanting to be the Pope, Trump wanting to come back for a third term. That's just shit for his MAGA supporters to keep them thinking that this ain't going to end, that their guy's going to stay in charge maybe somehow. He ain't going to stay in charge maybe somehow. He ain't never been in charge. He never will be in charge. He's just the guy playing the role for the next 4 years. A little less than 4 years. So in a little less than 4 years, he's going to be gone. And the next puppet will almost guaranteed be a Democrat. Almost guaranteed. And they'll have people crying and screaming for a Democratic president next election. You watch.
January 20th, the tariffs haven't kicked in yet. I know that, and I don't want this to happen, but I know that China is doing very poorly right now. I just saw some reports coming out, and I don't want that to happen to China. I like the president a lot, President Xi. I don't want it to happen. I was actually saddened to hear it, but they are getting absolutely hammered in China. And, they're sending boats, the biggest boats in the world, carrying cargo like nobody's ever seen before. These are the biggest boats in the world, biggest cargo ships in the world. And they're coming and they're turning around in the Pacific Ocean. They're doing a big U-turn and going back because they don't want the goods because 145% tariff. But at a certain point, I hope we're going to make a deal with China. We're talking to China, but their factories are closing all over China because we're not taking their product.
We're not taking China's product, and we are the biggest consumer that they know. They can't live without us. They can't thrive without the American support. So they're going down the crapper right now as we speak. We are flushing China down the toilet. So you might hear about empty shelves coming your way. That just simply means that your kids might not have 150 Barbie dolls to play with. And instead, maybe they only have like 120 or something like that. It's nothing to worry about, all right? So instead of buying a brand new Ferrari, you hang on to the Ferrari for an extra few years, all right? So instead of getting that hot new babe on your arm, you might have to settle for the same babe for an extra few years, okay? Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll be all right then.
We don't want their product unless they're going to be fair with us. And that includes intellectual property and other things. There are a lot of things far beyond just buy, sell. We have more money being spent than at any time in the history of our country. We're up to close to $8 trillion, I think I can say. And really, it's going to be a lot higher than that. Those are just the ones that we know about. 8 trillion.
8 trillion. Billions and billions and trillions and trillions and billions and trillions and billions and trillions. All right. So there you have it. The Trump tariffs straight from the horse's ass. And then, of course, you got all these people talking about the empty shelves. The empty shelves are coming. Have you guys seen these videos in your feed? The empty shelves are coming soon. By next week, the shelves are going to be empty. The shelves are going to be empty within a few days. The shelves are already starting to become empty. I went to the store today. I went to 2 different stores. I went to the dollar store because I still buy some cheap shit at the dollar store, like shaving shit. And it was still, $1.25 for my cheap items. So the tariffs ain't kicked in at the dollar store. And there's still a bunch of shit at the dollar store. So in a major city where I live, Sacramento, at a dollar store, in a neighborhood where that's like a popular store, I'm not seeing it like half empty. It still looked well stocked. And they haven't made the dollar store shit go up to $2. When you see all the dollar store shit jump like a full dollar and go to $2, and then you see all their $2 shit go to $4, and all of their $3 shit go to $6, then you'll know, oh man, we're in for it. But right now, all the dollar store shit was still there, and it was still $1. And then I went to a bargain grocery store to see if there was like a grocery rush, because Saturday there's going to be like a grocery rush, but I didn't see, there wasn't that big of a rush. So, and there were still fully stocked shelves. So I'm not seeing personally in California, where I live at least, the shelves being half empty or about to be empty. None of that. So they're saying these empty shelves are coming. But are you guys seeing a plethora of videos in your feed suggesting that the shelves are going to be empty soon? Humble 9300 said, ain't no empty shelves anywhere here in San Jose, Cali. All the poison's still on the shelf around here too, Jake. All right. You know what? Because, I was asking around, and it doesn't seem like anyone is suggesting that right now the shelves are empty. So they're saying that the shelves are going to be empty. Let me show you a few of these doom and gloom videos. I'm seeing like AI doom and gloom videos, like people are creating these AI news channels, and the AI channels are like, shipments from China are no longer entering the ports of the United States. You will see surges of shelves being empty. In the coming days, there's going to be items that disappear off the shelves. So you're going to want to stock up now. So I'm seeing like AI fear-mongering videos. And then I'm also seeing mainstream media videos too. And it's like kind of strange how they know that the dates when the shelves are going to be empty coming up. And they're being so nice as to give us this warning. That's why I'm not really buying into it so much. So yeah, let me go ahead and pull up one of these empty shelves videos. You guys tell me what you think.
These made products experts are sounding the alarm. The supply chain disruptions coming our way could hit harder than anything we saw during the pandemic. Thinking we can easily replace $438 billion in Chinese imports? That's wishful thinking. Thousands of products made in China have no alternative sources. We'll do our best to soften the blow, but our options are slim. I recently spoke with a business owner who's getting slammed with price increase notices from suppliers. Hundreds of Amazon products are already seeing major price hikes. Everything from diaper bags to refrigerator magnets, charm necklaces, and other top sellers as import costs soar. According to e-commerce software company SmartScout, 930 Amazon products have had price increases since April 9th, with an average spike of 29% across categories like clothing, jewelry, household goods, office supplies, electronics, and toys. Even major wholesalers are grappling with unexpected inventory shortages.
See, so you guys can tell this is like AI, an AI video. But look, it's got 58,000 views. Damn, dude, 58,000. And the title, Breaking Empty Shelves in 2 Weeks. So I'm seeing lots of different titles like this, and it seems like they're getting pushed, these type of videos,
pushing them to scramble for new suppliers in places like Vietnam, India, and Mexico. But these countries can't match China's scale or efficiency overnight. This shift is far from smooth or cheap, and it's likely to cause long-term disruptions for many everyday items. In some cases, Chinese-made products may vanish entirely from American shelves. President Trump has pointed out that high tariff rates are deterring many Chinese businesses from trading with the U.S., and his assessment is hard to dispute. The numbers we're seeing are alarming. Data from Verizon, a container tracking software, shows a 43% drop in Chinese shipments scheduled to arrive at Los Angeles and Long Beach ports between May 4th and May 10th compared to last year. And this is just the start.
So there's several videos that I keep coming across that are like this. Let me try and throw on a few different. The problem is all of these empty shelf videos are very they're dry and boring, so they aren't exciting, and they all kind of repeat the same shit. So I don't want to spend.
Are we going to start seeing?
I don't want to spend a ton of time watching this, but this lady does explain it pretty well. She talks really fast and explains it, and it actually looks like a lady, somewhat.
Are we going to start seeing extremely high prices and shortages and empty shelves in the month of May, like we did during the pandemic because of these Trump tariffs? I know I've been seeing all those videos too. Now, I don't predict the future, but what I can share are the facts about this story so you fully understand what's going on and understand the real possibilities that we're all up against in the coming weeks so you can make the best decisions for yourself and your family. And yes, I am going to give you the cargo ship numbers in this video, but first there are 3 things you need to understand about the logistics of tariffs. 1, as I've been reporting since last year, tariffs are not paid for by foreign countries. They are not paid for by China or Mexico. Tariffs are paid for by the American importer who is bringing those foreign goods into the United States. And then typically those American importers pass those tariff costs onto you. 2, for lots of items, you do not feel the effects of the tariffs immediately. That's because of how these items get to the United States. For example, imports coming to the United States from China take anywhere between 2 weeks to 40 days to get here on a cargo ship. So let's take this total hypothetical. If a tariff is announced on April 1st on all Chinese imports of 145%, then those tariffs are only going to apply to the Chinese imports that come into the United States and are offloaded to the American importer on April 1st and beyond. They do not impact the Chinese imports that are already stockpiled in the United States. So if there's a cargo ship that leaves China on April 1st, on the longer end of that travel time, the cargo ship will not arrive to the United States until around May 10th. And when that cargo ship docks and all those imports get offloaded, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection is going to go to the American importer who ordered all that stuff and say, okay, you owe the United States government a 145% tariff on the value of all this stuff that you just brought into America.
145% tariff on all the Chinese goods. And then the person buying these goods, bringing them in and paying that price, they're going to then take that inventory and pass that cost on to you or whoever buys their inventory, which is in essence what's going to cause the huge price hikes. Okay, makes sense.
The American importer will pay that 145% tariff on top of the price they paid for the goods, and then we'll take those imports, process them, put them into their inventory. And once they become available for you to purchase after May 10th, that's when you will start to see the price increases. So that's why you're hearing people talk about May.
So they're giving us the warning after May 10th. So that's right around the corner. So, all right, y'all. Think about this. Like, people are already, going into their own mode of recession. So people are already noticing that their dollars going a lot less further. They have less money to spend. So some of the things people cut costs if they're going to start pinching pennies. Some of the things people immediately start cutting is food and the amount of food they buy and the types of food they buy. And so I'm wondering if these major food retailers are getting hit pretty hard right now. And so they're going to try and manufacture a series of panic buying by creating the illusion of a shortage. So follow me here. If we're going into a recession, and it's obvious that prices are shooting up already, even before the tariffs, prices of everything have already doubled and tripled and whatnot, to where everything's already super expensive. People are complaining that they don't have enough money to get by. So if we're going into a recession, some of the first things I look to cut are like simple costs, like, oh, well, I guess I'll not buy as much fancy food. I guess I'm not going to go out to eat as much, right? You won't go out to eat as much. You won't buy as expensive of food. Won't maybe not even buy as much food. So that's one of the first things people start cutting back on. It's like, because it's like right there in your face every day. You're shoving it in your face. You start looking at it like, well, I guess I didn't need this $5 coffee from Dutch Brothers. You know what I mean? Maybe I should make it at home. Well, I guess I didn't need to go out to dinner and drop $40 at Applebee's. I guess I should just eat at home. See, so you start cutting back on food costs and whatnot. Start cutting back on your groceries. So I'm wondering if they manufacture a food shortage by illusion. They trick people into thinking there's going to be this food shortage, so therefore you better go stock up. So then if they get you to go to the store and panic buy, like people did during the pandemic, people were panic buying, then you would see what? Shelves empty. So if a bunch of people were to show up to the store right now and be like, oh my God, the shelves are going to be empty. I need to stock up right now. And if everyone went to the store right now to stock up and they bought as much as they possibly could, then you would see the shelves empty. And then you could see videos like, see, the shelves are empty, just like we told you they were going to be. Yeah, but if you caused panic buying and people panic buy and buy up all the food, and then you show empty shelves, you caused those people to go into a panic and buy up the food and create the empty shelves. See, I'm trying to think of it like, okay, they're warning us about this shortage that's coming. So hopefully, or not hopefully, but maybe what they're thinking in their minds, hopefully, a bunch of people show up, flood the supermarkets, panic buy way too much shit, overstock their cabinets and pantries because they're thinking that the food's going to be so much more expensive in the coming weeks. And then if everyone did that, the shelves would be empty. Then the news outlets could be like, we told you that the shelves were going to be empty and you waited too long. And that'll cause even more panic, more people showing up, and they'll buy any last food item that's on the shelf. And then you could jack up the prices and go, we have more food shipments coming in. We're going to have to jack up the prices. So it's probably coming down to them creating this FOMO for the food. Remember like the manufactured toilet paper shortage? People FOMOing for the toilet paper. So there's several videos that are going through my feed that keep mentioning empty shelves. But it hasn't kicked in yet. And the shelves, still look like there's plenty of food on them at the stores I was at. So I'm wondering if they're trying to create panic buying and it's not working, or if it's gonna work and the shelves will be empty soon. Then it makes me think if I should buy just a little bit of food. Now I'm like, should I stock up just a little bit? Just in case there is a bunch of panic buying and then empty shelves. So they have me thinking maybe I should go to a bargain mart and at least buy some stuff. Some supplies. Couldn't hurt, I guess. All right. Panic buying. Let's watch a video about panic buying.
People want to hear.
That's the wrong one. Panic buy video. Here we go.
Repost before it's America's supply chain is about to snap. Drivers pulled off the road, imports slowing, prices rising. You're about to feel it, and it's going to be fast. Let's talk about the real consequences of the trucking crackdown and the tariff surge. Share and repost before it's too late. On April 28, 2025, President Trump's executive order enforcing strict English proficiency for commercial drivers combined with rising tariffs could trigger a domino effect unlike we've ever seen before. 350,000 truckers are at risk of losing their livelihoods. These aren't just numbers. Truckers are responsible for moving everything from food to fuel and medical supplies to electronics. Without them, the entire supply chain is in serious trouble. But that's not all. Rising tariffs on goods from overseas and slowing shipping are already putting a squeeze on the flow of products into the country. This double blow could mean more than just a temporary inconvenience. The consequences are real and they're coming. So here's what we could be looking at. Food shortages. No trucks mean no fresh foods. Shelves empty fast. Milk.
See, these type of videos people are making. Then the funny thing is, you see this black chick up here? She's like some African chick who actually lives in Africa, I think. And she's trying to start a career making reaction videos. And so the hot thing on YouTube right now is to just get some TikTok videos together and then react to them, right? And then you have a catchy title. So now any random black lady, in Zimbabwe can start a reaction channel. And as long as you have a catchy title, you can get someone like me to click on it. See what I'm saying? It's funny. Wait till you hear some of her reactions.
Milk, eggs, bread, gone. Without international shipping, also slowing, even canned goods could vanish. Prepare now or go without. Fuel shortages. Gas stations run dry. No deliveries means no fuel. Prices skyrocket as demand outpaces supply, especially with rising tariffs on imported oil. Supply chain breakdown. From medicine to electronics, supplies stop flowing. Stores close, factories halt. With imports crawling and trucks parked, shortages hit every sector.
Well, dude, what are you going to do? How come you don't seem like you're that worried, bro? Like you're trying to make me worried, but you don't seem that worried. Like this guy right now, he should be freaking the fuck out if all this is true. Like, does he have all that stuff covered? Does he produce his own electricity and homestead? And he has all his own cattle and fucking pigs and chickens and eggs. And he's got 10 wives who have everything taken care of while he goes out and hunts and shit. Seriously, is this guy totally set? He doesn't care. I don't get it.
Rising cost. Everything gets more expensive. Food, fuel, essentials to live. Fewer drivers and new tariffs mean prices surge and your paycheck buys less and less every week. Unrest. Empty shelves and rising costs could spark chaos. People get desperate, fights break out, riots grow, one spark and things spiral. Long-term fallout. This isn't a quick fix. The economy slows, shortages drag on, costs rise, and daily life gets harder for everyone.
There's a lot of videos, Holden, where there's people who are showing regret for voting for Trump, but then there's also a popular category where you can pretend to be a triggered Trumper. So if you're, a Democrat and you want to pretend to be a triggered Trumper, you can just, make a TikTok video pretending to flip out. See what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people pretending to flip out over Trump and over food and over a job because they know they can get clicks. So if you can get 1 million clicks on TikTok by pretending to get fired or pretending that CPS is coming after you to take your kids away, or pretending that fucking, you know, you tried to cheat the government and now they're coming after you. It's like if you can create this illusion of drama, it can get you clicks. So whenever you watch these videos where it's like, oh, the MAGAs are panicking now because of all the tariffs, and then they have this collage of people who are so upset that they voted for Trump, you got to figure half those or more are probably just fakers for clicks. You know, the people who are truly embarrassed that they voted for Trump probably aren't going to go on TikTok and tell everyone how stupid they were for voting for him, right? Whereas someone who has hated Trump from the beginning and is a total lefty, they're more inclined to go online and pretend that they voted for Trump and say that they were stupid for voting for Trump. See what I'm saying? Does that make sense? All right.
Guys, welcome back to my channel. Now,
check it out. We're going to get the reaction from this Zimbabwe black chick. Check it out. She's going to react to this dude.
Pots, empty shelves. How far is this going to affect the American people? Will they still remain in regrets? Or it's high time for them to find a solution to see that they survive to what is happening right now? Like I said, empty pots, empty shelves, and Americans are in a panic.
Everybody wants to have a reaction channel, y'all. Even a fucking black lady in Zimbabwe wants to have a reaction channel, you know. God bless her. God bless America and Zimbabwe. His name was my name too. I mean, you know, all you got to do now is get a collection of TikTok videos, and then in between each video be like, I totally agree with that guy. And then you officially have a reaction channel. It helps if you sit in your car. So basically, if I wanted to jump on this train, what I need to do is get a collage of TikTok videos and then go sit in my car and then react to these people while I'm sitting in my car. And then I just agree with whatever they're saying. And by agreeing, that's my reaction. Looks like I missed the super chat from D Cran. Let me go ahead and pull that up. My homie D Cran. He said, she looks like Big Mike from a distance. I totally pulled that one up and then I forgot to read it. And you're talking about the last girl who was on screen. I think that last lady who was on screen looked like a lady. I know when you get eyes where every woman starts looking like a dude, then there's no chance that you're going to believe that any woman is a woman. So I know some of you guys out there think every woman you see is a dude. That last chick who was talking about the tariffs looked like a woman to me. All right. Big Mike doesn't look like a woman to me. Big Mike comes off like a dude. Whereas that last woman, it didn't sound like a dude trying to change his voice to sound like a lady. Just saying. I don't think every woman is a dude, but some people have been infected with the virus where any woman they see looks like a dude now. All right.
Some are saying they should stock up, while others really don't know what or how they are going to survive through what.
Oh, or you're talking about this lady right here. Maybe you're talking about this lady right here looking like a dude. Okay, I can see what you're saying. This one right here does kind of look like Mag Bitter Truth. That's probably who you're talking about. Probably talking about this one right here. I was thinking you were talking about the last lady from the last video, the white lady. But if you're talking about this one, yeah, then I guess I could agree.
What America is going through. I'm going to take you along and listen to the different opinions or the different panics people are in.
The people are panicking right now. They do not know what Donald Trump going to do, and that is why they possibly regret for voting for him. I am going to play for you a MAGA compilation, and then I am going to react to them.
Talking about the empty pots.
There is empty ports, which means there will be empty shelf, which means there will be food shortage.
And also the empty shelves. If you're new to this channel, kindly subscribe, like, and share. Hit the notification bell so that you don't miss my daily uploads about different trends that are happening right now.
You need to like, share, and subscribe if you want to see this kind of content where I do my reactions to the MAGA who are feeling the panic and regret right now.
How far are they going to wait, or how far?
All right, let's listen to Mr. Bananas tell us what's up.
And it's all about tariffs. Shall we read? Our bananas are imported from Colombia, Honduras, and Costa Rica, which are impacted by a 10% tariff. We are working with our suppliers to minimize the impact to our customers and are committed to keeping our prices competitive on affected items. I applaud this. Every grocery store, I don't care what grocery store, should have signs up like this and be transparent to the American people about how much more groceries are going to cost us because of tariffs. I'm going to take it a step further. Every store that I go in, I want to see a sign or something on my receipt, a line item on my receipt calling out tariffs. I want to know how much more, as an American citizen, I want to know how much more I'm paying because of Supreme Leader Trump's tariffs. It's only fair. Microsoft made an announcement yesterday. They said we're going to raise prices up to 25% on our Xbox consoles, equipment, and games. Other companies have warned that tariffs are coming. I just want to see a line item on my receipt or signs like this.
Yeah, fucking Trump. You hear what Mr. Banana Man in the blue shirt said? He wants to see a little thing, some little fine print that said, hey, we're sticking this corporate tariff dick right in your ass, and you owe us more money if you want this item. You want this banana, fruity pants? It's going to cost you an extra $1.85, and you're going to pay it, fucking banana loving bitch. Is that what you want? Yeah. That's what he wants. That's what Trump needs to do. He needs to put fine print and tell Mr. Banana Man exactly how much. That's what this guy wants. And gosh darn it, that's what he should get. This guy deserves to be told why he's paying more for these bananas, because that will fix the problem. If this guy knows how much more he's paying for bananas, that's going to fucking help, right?
To show transparency.
Yeah, because you want them to be transparent that they're shoving their tariff dick in your ass and making you pay more money. I want Trump to be transparent that I'm spending more money. That's what I want.
To every American citizen on why their prices are going up. And notice the sign didn't say one thing. The sign did not blame Joe Biden for the cost of my bananas going up today. You know,
I think this guy went to the same people that Goatus went to get his hairpiece. Right? Gonna make a video on TikTok complaining about bananas. And his suggestion is that they like give him this reason why it costs more. Yeah, man. That's really going to help the cost of bananas go down, bro.
what the sign didn't say? It didn't say it's Joe Biden's fault that the price of my bananas went up today. Nope. It said tariffs. And you know who put the tariffs in place? Supreme Leader Trump, everybody. Yes, he did.
It was Trump's fault. Trump's the one that done did the tariffs. No, it was Joe Biden's fault. Joe Biden is the one who drove this damn country into the ground. You're full of shit. It was Trump's tariffs. It was Joe Biden. Which do you guys think it was? Was it Joe Biden or was it Trump's tariffs? Or was it a combination of both? Perhaps, you guys, it's a combination of Trump's tariffs mixed with a little Bidenomics, huh? I'm one of those guys who's like in between, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a conservative, I'm on the fence of who I want to vote for. Perhaps it's a little of both. Hmm? All right. Banana Man wants to be told why he's paying more for bananas. Too bad, Banana Man. You're going to eat a banana and pay more, and you don't have any other choice. And if you don't like it, then go find your bananas elsewhere, bitch.
Under his eye.
So, what are some of y'all thoughts on the whole food storage? Because usually when I see
Yeah, miss, you have a very large booger hanging out of your nose. You have a nasty, bloody, scabby-looking, hangy booger coming out of your nose, and it's quite disgusting. Can you please do something about that, ma'am?
see something, I have to do my research, go beyond CNN and everything like that, and I'm just like, what's the tea behind this? And
Is it going to be affecting my nose ring availability? Because I'll be buying expensive nose rings, y'all. And if it be affecting my nose ring availability, then there's going to be an issue, y'all. We's going to have a problem up in here.
And I guess it's true. Like, I'm just upset because a lot of things are, happening right in front of us. And it's just like, this is crazy as hell. This is really.
Yeah, this is like some softcore prawn. Softcore fear prawn. Softcore fear prawn. I say prawn because it's less harsh of a word on the algos. Yeah. Thank you very much, Frank Castle. Yeah, I was just showing this just because these type of videos keep entering my feed. I thought it was funny. And then this Zimbabwe lady, she's like trying to start a reaction channel based off these like Trump, these disgruntled MAGAs. I don't know. I thought it was a funny combination.
It all go empty. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm ready. I want to go back into the forest. I'm done with this. I'm done.
You hear that, fellas? She doesn't care that the shelves are going to be empty. She's going to go back into the forest. How many of you guys think that this lady right here, who looks like she works in the medical industry, is going to go into the forest and live her life in the forest? How long would she last?
Seriously. Let the ports go empty. Let the shelves be empty. Let everything be empty. Let the lights go out. I'm ready for full-on anarchy. I know you're ready. I'm ready. We've been ready. Let it all go empty. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm ready. I want to go back into the forest. I'm done with this.
She really doesn't know what she's talking about. Let's just say that the shelves were to go empty, they shut the power off, and then we go into a state of chaos and anarchy. Do you really think that this lovely young lady here is going to escape untouched, unharmed, ungroped, ungraped? You think she's just going to frolic off into the forest and live happily ever after? Any man who's out of his mind, trying to find food and shelter, who spots her and decides that he wants to, I don't know, use her body for whatever reason, if there's no laws and no electricity and everything's in pure chaos, this would be the first person who would definitely be used and abused. I doubt she would make it to the forest.
I'm done.
Then you got stuff like this was at the store today. Mind you, I was at the store today, and it didn't look like this where I went. And I'm in California in a major city. What's going on? 2 stores were like this today. Yeah, 2 stores out of what? All the stores in America? You guys, 2 stores were like this today. Bum, bum, bum. You better go buy a whole cart of food right now because 2 stores were like this. Yeah, that could be like 3 years old from a place that went out of business, and then you could re-upload it now and be like, the food shortage has begun, and people will just share it, and then people will make reaction videos to the clip. Seriously, this could be from years ago. You wouldn't know.
You got me one ready?
All right, so there's videos that are already showing empty shelves and trying to like make you think that the panic buying has already begun. So you better get out there and start buying shit too. You don't want to be left behind. Shelves are going to be empty. Shelves are going to be empty. Shelves are going to be empty soon. You better go, 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 go. See, it's almost like they're trying to shove us into the supermarket and force us to fill our cart. And like I said, if we were to all go do that, all of us right now, everyone in the world, go to the supermarket and fill your cart, then the shelves would be empty. And then they could look at the empty shelves and go, see, we told you. All right. There you go, man. Got smart dust up in your coat. Empty shelves at the store. What do you guys think? Hell Realm won't end, said all theater. It's theater. Kathy M said that's at Big Lots. Yeah, that video could have been from the pandemic for all we know. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. So like I said, they might be trying to create the illusion of a food shortage and then get us to panic buy. That seems very likely. So perhaps the reasoning for that is that we are entering a recession. People are already spending less. And one of the things people cut back on right away is food. Jack M said, my roommate thinks he's ready for living without electricity because his mom kicked him out 20 years ago and he stayed under a bridge for a week with a food stamp card so he could walk into any store. Yeah, man, electricity going out long term in cities can get bad real quick, right? And then, but the only thing with electricity going out is that they like you connected in. They want you connected to your phone, to your tablet, to your computer, to the internet. They want you watching the nightly news, and so they can't fear and doom and gloom you. They can't fear prawn your mind and doom and gloom you with without you being connected. So that's one of the reasons why you don't see here in America mass long-term outages. It's because they want you plugged into their shit. They're actually afraid that if they unplug, the internet, let's say, like, okay, we're going to shut down the internet, shut down electricity for everybody. Problem is, man, people might snap out of it and realize that shit was all an illusion. You see what I'm saying? They don't want people to snap out of it. You don't want people to wake up from the spell. So that's one of the reasons why they keep everyone plugged in. They're highly invested in everyone having one of these things. So they aren't inclined to want to turn it all off, right? So I know there's reports of that happening in other countries in Europe and stuff, but this country is a whole nother beast. This country, everyone's got a phone in their pocket. you know, they risk losing control, you know, real quick if there's angry mobs that start turning their attention towards government buildings, and then whites and blacks start working together, turning their attention towards government buildings. That's scary shit. So instead, they got to keep the whites and the blacks fighting amongst each other, watching fake stories on the news and shit. So they have to control the anger and the outrage so that they don't accidentally have the people turn it on them, you know? The last thing they would want to do is snap the people out of their slumber. And something like internet going down, electricity going down, could be that thing that could absolutely wake people up faster than anything ever. Even if it only happened for a week or two, then you would know, well, that could happen again. They could shut it off on us anytime. Maybe they're purposely shutting it off on us. They pull that shit once, then it's like you would have millions of skeptics all of a sudden thinking they just fucking did that on purpose. Instead, they'd rather have you pacified staring at garbage on your phone. That's the way I look at it. Right? First Amendment agrees. Paul Meyer says, I have a pickle in my pocket. It's good to hear. We will all sleep better knowing that. All right, you know what we need to do right now? We got about 400 people watching, 319 thumbs up. Let's get me to 400 thumbs up right now. 400 thumbs up. And we'll continue the show. How about that? I'm going to hold the stream hostage right now until I get 400 thumbs up. Do it. Get me to 400 thumbs up. You get me to 400 thumbs up. We continue the stream. We keep having fun. You don't give me to 400 thumbs up, I shut the stream off. Saturday's over. We all go to bed. That's it. Commander Davenport said, when are we going to do a stream? I know you saw my elite gender inversion video. Have I seen your video? Let me go to your channel. Let's see who you are. I don't know if I've watched any of your work. I don't recognize the channel. You know, like I've had a Q and Fee come on like 3 different. That was weird. It's like glitched out for a second. So I've had Q and Fee come on a few times, and I've had open panel deals where I let random people come on, like just anybody who clicks the link. And you know what? I've had some weird experiences doing it. So I mainly like to run my show by myself. And that's kind of what I prefer because that's what I'm used to. So I don't know if we'll ever do a stream together. I might hardly ever do a stream with anyone ever again. I might just be a professional loner streamer forevermore. But thank you, Commander Davenport, for the super chat. Yeah, like I was just saying, I don't really enjoy the open panels that much. I don't know any nice way to put it, but I pull up random people, and sometimes they say weird stuff. Sometimes it gets awkward. People are just fans, subs of the channel, and they're just like, hey, Jake, I'm so glad to be on. It's cool to talk to you. Hi, you know, and they don't have anything to say besides that they're happy to see me or happy to talk to me. And then it's like, I don't know. Then, you know, the same people want to get on over and over again, say the same shit to where I just rather do my own show, you know? So there's other channels that do the open panel thing, and it kind of devolves into like weird Jerry Springer shit, you know? And then I had a few weird people show up when I did open panel who just like, I don't know, seemed strange, possibly shilly. So I kind of like just doing my own thing, you know? All right. Let's see. I think I can find us another video to watch. Oh yeah, Jaron. Somebody from a subscriber from my channel called into Jaron's show and brought up the penis measuring contest, and then he challenged Jaron to a penis measuring contest, and then Jaron accepted. So here's somebody who called into Jaron's stream, which tanked, by the way. Jaron's last Speaker's Corner stream absolutely tanked. And this one guy called in, and then right after this, Holden calls in, which was also funny, but in a whole different way. So check those out. This is hammer time.
Oh, what's up? So I have to make sure I heard this right first.
Okay.
So I watch Jake, right? I think he makes good content and gets more views than, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed, but I guess people like being lied to, and I guess they like guys that barely reach the, you must be this tall to ride sign. But honestly, I just don't want that audience. They think Cameron Diaz is a guy. They think that there's magnets in the field goal posts.
So that's how Jaron slanders me when my name is brought up. He brings up my height. He always likes to say that I'm short. Oh, Jake's so short. He's only 5'3". He always likes to make me shorter than I am, because I'm like an average size dude. I'm 5'7", so I'm not tall, but I'm not the shortest dude that you've ever seen at 5'7". I'm the same size as Floyd Mayweather, like basically the same exact size as Floyd Mayweather. And nobody calls Floyd Mayweather the tiniest midget ever, but Jaron likes to make me out like I'm a fucking midget or something. So he always mentions my height, and then the next thing he said,
the, you must be this tall to ride sign. But honestly, I just don't want that audience. They think Cameron Diaz is a guy. They think that there's magnets in the field goal posts.
He doesn't want that audience, meaning he doesn't want any of you guys. You guys are my audience, right? So he doesn't want you guys as an audience, because you guys and me, we think Cameron Diaz is a man, and we think there's magnets in the field goal posts. So another thing Jaron likes to bring up is, oh, Jake thinks Cameron Diaz is a man. He's not allowed to say anyone in Hollywood is inverted. See, it's like against his contract to say that any man is a woman or any woman is a man. So he can't call out anyone as being an invert because he's a shill. So what he does is he goes, Jake thinks Cameron Diaz is a man. He must have never touched a woman in his life, right? He plays that whole maneuver. And then the field goal thing, right? If you guys are fans of my NFL content, my NFL rigged content, or if you've ever watched it, a popular segment, Return of the Doink, when the ball bounces off the uprights. Well, it only used to happen like once in a season. And this last season, it happened like, I don't know, between 40 and 50 times. So how come something that used to happen once in a season is now happening over 40 times? That's quite the increase. So I've come to the conclusion by watching the ball do really strange stuff, like start down the middle and then take an abrupt turn towards one of the posts, right? Or go outside the post and then weave back inside and still hit the post. We've all seen those balls hitting those posts and doing funky things. So Jaron, being he's a shill, he can't take the position that the NFL games are rigged and manipulated and that there's technology in the ball and the post. So instead, he goes, Jake's so dumb and his audience is so dumb, they think there's magnets in the goalposts. I would never want those people watching me. See? So he makes it out like we're all idiots over here because we think that there's magnets in the posts. Meanwhile, it's like, okay, dipshit, give me a reason why the fucking ball started hitting those goalposts 40 times more than before, back in the 90s or the 80s or the 70s. So anyone who follows my NFL content, and if anyone who used to watch football a long time ago, the ball would only hit the uprights every once in a while, like twice in a season, maybe. Now, 40 times, and always at key moments of the game, key field goals to win the game. Bang! Off the uprights, right? It's like the ball is heat-seeking right towards the upright, as if there's heat-seeking technology, missile-guiding technology in the posts in the ball, which I've talked about. So I don't just think it's magnets. I think it's a combination of technology, and they're secretive about it. They ain't going to tell us exactly how it works. So anyway, Jaron likes to use examples. Jake thinks Cameron Diaz is a man. Jake thinks that the ball has magnets in it to make me out like I'm crazy and stupid. And Jake's audience must be crazy and stupid because they watch those sort of videos. See? What a piece of shit.
So I'll pass on that. No thanks.
Well, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about. Why did you bring up his height? What difference does that make?
I don't know. It makes a big difference. The guy runs his mouth, and he would never do that in public. He would barely reach my chest. If he.
Oh yeah. So Jaron, because he's 6'3", he thinks that being I'm 5'7", that I would only reach his chest. Now the difference between 5'7" and 6'3" isn't really that big of a gap, dude. I could easily swing and land a shot on his fucking chin. It's not like I would have to jump in the air to fucking hit him. So I have fought against dudes who are above the height of 6 feet, and I'm below the height of 6 feet. And I have knocked dudes unconscious who are taller than me. So I'm not really afraid of some guy just because he's a little bit taller than me. I guess when someone's like 6'1" or 2 or 3, they think that someone who's 5'7" is like the shortest midget in the world. Meanwhile, if they come face to face with a guy who's 5'7", it's not that much of a fucking difference.
He wasn't running away.
Well, I heard you made a bet with that guy for 10,000 and your channel for biggest dick. Is that true? You really did that?
Well, the guy talked too much shit, so I had to do something. So, yep.
So you challenged a guy that is how tall?
So he admitted he challenged me to a dick measuring contest because I was talking shit.
Well, I heard you made a bet with that guy for 10,000 and your channel for biggest dick.
He challenged me a $10,000 bet. Who has the biggest dick? Loser leaves YouTube. Right? And here's Jaron. He's going to admit to it.
True? You really did that?
Well, the guy talked too much shit, so I had to do something.
The guy talked too much shit, so I had to do something. Have you ever had some guy talk so much shit that you challenged him to a penis measuring contest? Guys, I know it's mostly guys watching me. Guys, how many times have you gotten mad at somebody because they were talking so much shit that you went and challenged them to a penis measuring contest with $10,000 on the line? And like they have to quit their job because of penis size. And then you would expect them to agree to that and then say yes. And then he was angry when I said no, that I don't want to do the penis measuring contest. He was so angry he tried to file a false restraining order against me. Not even kidding. So a guy who wanted to measure my penis and I declined, he went and tried to file a restraining order against me because I declined wanting to let him measure my penis in a contest. And then he gloated like he was some sort of badass because I didn't partake in his gay-ass contest. So here he is still admitting that I talked so much shit, he had to do something. And the something that he thought of, dick measuring contest. Only Jaron would come up with that. He's the only man in my lifetime who has ever challenged me to a penis measuring contest. Ever. Let alone with money on the line and on YouTube publicly.
So, yep.
So you challenged a guy that is, how tall are you?
I'm 6'3", 14 and a half shoe, but you know, who's counting?
Well, I'm 6'5".
Okay, great. What's the point? Who cares?
I just don't find it all impressive that you pick on a guy almost a foot shorter than you, probably 67 pounds lighter. Like, I'm not impressed. Sorry.
I'm not a foot shorter than Jaron. Jaron is not a full foot taller than me. Like I said, I'm 5'7", and if he's 6'3", he's definitely taller than me. But the size discrepancy wouldn't be that big. It wouldn't be as big as you might think. In fact, he said he's lost weight and he's under 200 pounds. So a dude who's under 200 pounds, if I'm at 160, 5'7", and he's at 6'3", $180, $190, that's not that big of a dude. That's not like the most massive badass dude. It's not like you know, some roided out fucking MMA dude who's gonna be coming at me. It's fucking Jaron. Loser ass Jaron, who has no fighting experience, no fighting background, right? All he does is this shill work. And look at his loser ass sideways hat. What fucking loser wears a sideways hat? This guy's older than me, by the way. I'm 41 years old. I would never wear a fucking sideways hat. Like, I wear this hat when I stream, but I would never out in public. I don't wear this out in public. And I would never out in public wear a sideways hat. This is one of the most gay ass things. Dude, he's like 45 years old, you guys. And he wears a sideways fucking hat. And it's a weed hat. A sideways weed hat at 45 years old, dude.
Why don't you pick on someone your own size?
I don't know, because nobody else has called my wife a whore and my son a bastard. So if they did that, then I'll pick on them as well. So, but hold up, you know.
So I called his wife a whore, and I have made fun of his special needs son as well. And the reason is because Jaron slandered me first. Jaron would make videos about me and slander me, and he would say, "Oh, Jake's a loser who's 5'3", and Jake lives in a closet, and Jake has no women in his life, and Jake kisses dogs because he can't get a woman." But then when I say, "Yeah, well, your wife's a whore who cheated on you," he's like, "Whoa, time out. Don't bring my wife into this. Why are you bringing my wife into this? Don't talk about my wife. I'll beat you up." Oh, so you're allowed to say I'm 5'3" and have no women and live in a closet. But if I say your wife's a whore who cheated on you, he has a problem. The thing is, he admitted on camera that his own wife cheated on him in his own bed with his best friend. So he did a stream crying that his best friend fucking cheated on him with his wife. And he was all heartbroken. But then he stayed with his wife. And so I went and found that footage and played it on my channel. And then he got all out. He got all like offended about that. It's like, dude, you can't say that I'm a midget who lives in a closet, right? And then expect me not to fire back. So Jaron thinks that he's allowed to say whatever he wants about anyone he wants. But then when someone says something back about him, he cries like a little bitch victim. "Well, you're not allowed to talk about my whore wife. I had to challenge him to a dick measuring contest. He called my wife a whore," right? I had no other choice but to challenge him to a dick measuring contest because he called my wife a whore. I'm the victim.
Know that I gave him a handicap, right? You know, it wasn't a straight up bet.
What do you mean?
I mean, of course, he leaves that part out of the story. I gave him 3 inches. So that was me trying to be fair. So as in whatever he measured.
So Jaron still can't get over his dick, and he's bringing up that he gave me a 3-inch handicap. So apparently I had to have a bigger dick than Jaron, but he was giving me 3 free inches. So that means if I'm a 6, he would have to be over 9 inches, right? And he used this as an example. He's like, if you're a 6, that means I got to be a 9, bro. Good luck. Good luck. So apparently Jaron has this monster dick that he's so proud of that he goes out of his way to challenge other men to dick measuring contests in hopes that they accept so that he can show off his penis. Not only that, he also has self-released dick pics of his own junk, and I guess some videos of him touching himself or doing God knows what. He's apparently released his own videos of himself, and he's threatening that if anyone shares those videos, he's going to get you for releasing revenge prawn. So now he's getting authorities involved for anyone who shares his pictures and videos that he released. And I have a mind that thinks that perhaps that was done for me to take the bait and me to share those videos and tell people to go watch them. So guess what? I never shared the videos, never watched the videos, and I never promoted that anyone else go watch them. So he can't get me with any of that shit. No, never saw him, don't want to see him. But I did hear through the grapevine, through Nachikita's channel, who disappeared all of a sudden, that Jaron did release these dick pics or dick videos, and that he was going to authorities for anyone who was sharing them and trying to get them charged with sharing revenge prawn. That was the story that I heard. They're not going to connect me with that shit. So just to let you know, if anyone released any pictures of Jaron, it's Jaron. And he wants you to talk about his dick. He's obsessed with his own prick. Dcran4D said Trump eats Musk's banana equals thumbs up, everyone. Okay. Trump eats Musk's banana, which equals thumbs up, everyone. You heard it right, you guys. Dcran4D is thinking about Trump eating Musk's banana, and it's a thumbs up for him. And he wants everyone to also agree that it's a thumbs up. So hit the thumbs up on my channel if you agree that Trump eats Musk's banana or is equal to. Thank you very much, Dcran4D. All right.
We would have to add 3 inches to it, and I had to beat that.
That's a bluff. Total bluff.
All right, whatever. It's not a bluff. He could have taken my channel and $10,000, but he decided not to. So what can I do?
As if I actually challenged Jaron to the penis measuring contest and won, like he would really give me 10 grand and take his channel down. Like I could trust that Jaron, a fucking known liar and shill, would be honest about a penis measuring contest for 10 G's and taking down his whole channel. He can't even be honest about the his beliefs on the shape of the world, right? He can't even be honest about him being a legitimate flat earther or not. So why would I think he's going to be honest about a penis measuring contest?
Tells me it was a total bluff bet.
Also, I would never partake in a penis measuring contest because that would be fucking gay as hell, right? That would be super gay and cringy and embarrassing. So instead I declined, and I leave him as the guy who wanted the penis measuring contest and me as the guy who declined it. So therefore, I don't feel any embarrassment at all because it was Jaron who suggested it, making him the gay one. And I'm the one who declined it adamantly. So I'm absolved of any embarrassment while he takes 100% embarrassment for this. And he's about to challenge this guy to accept this guy's dick measuring contest invite right now.
I think you knew he didn't have that kind of money. I wonder why you don't pick on someone your own size then. Why don't you bet me?
What? Bet you. Because I have no reason to, dude. I don't want to embarrass you. And then your girlfriend would call me, and that would be a problem because my wife would find out. She would start tripping. So I don't know. I don't need the headache. And if you are that big, Mr. Oh, geez. Now I get it. Hammer time. Okay, I get it. Nice one, Hammer. I get it. Brilliant. If you think it's a bluff, then you should bet me, and then you'll make me look foolish when I decline.
Oh, so there I was wrong. Jaron does challenge this guy to a dick measuring contest. He literally just challenged him right there.
Get it. Hammer time. Okay, I get it. Nice one, Hammer. I get it. Brilliant. If you think it's a bluff, then you should bet me, and then you'll make me look foolish when I decline.
Yeah, okay, guy. My girl would never call you. Maybe I'll just take your money then.
Okay, then go ahead. Take my money. We're waiting on you. Is this really all you have? This is what you called in about? You don't have any?
And this was during Jaron's Speaker's Corner call-in show. And this was one of his lowest watched Speaker's Corners of all time. And with people like this calling in, there was this really weird, awkward, cringy vibe. So even his fans of his show, his Globe Cuck fans, they were feeling really weird and cringy. So there was this like feeling in his audience, like in his chat, like I could tell people were feeling like, what am I watching? Why am I watching this?
Anything else?
Okay, then bet $1,000 cash. We do it right after your show.
Like on what? Zoom?
Whatever you want. 1,000, me versus you. When you lose, don't stream and can't post on your channel for 3 months. That's my bet, straight up. I don't want a head start or a handicap or whatever. Straight up, take it or leave it.
$1,000 and I can't. Okay, well, you just made the dumbest move you've ever made in your life. So Holden, I mean, whatever your name is, Hammer Time. That is the dumbest bet you've ever made in your life. So I accept. So now what are we gonna do?
So he has officially accepted the penis measuring contest. What's funny, he thinks it's Holden. So Holden is here in chat. He's one of my subscribers here, right? And Holden does call into Jaron's show, but this is not Holden's voice. This doesn't sound like Holden at all. So I knew this was not Holden, but Jaron thinks that this is Holden because Holden has called into Jaron's stream before. So at this point, Jaron's not even sure who he's talking to, and he's guessing that it's somebody from my channel, but he's guessing wrong.
Hey, Queer, I'm not showing you my dick. Nice try, bitch.
So right after Jaron accepts the dick measuring contest, this guy says, I'm not letting you measure my dick.
Whatever your name is, Hammer Time. That is the dumbest bet you've ever made in your life. So I accept. So now what are we gonna do?
Hey, Queer, I'm not showing you my dick. Nice try, bitch.
No.
And so after Jaron accepts, he goes, I'm not showing you my dick. Nice try, bitch. And then he hangs up the phone.
Hello? And he's gone. Imagine that. Unbelievable. Oh, boy. Flatman B.
There you go. So that was Hammer Time on Jaron's show. Now, Holden does call in. And here's the thing. I know when it's Holden because he tries to do voices that still sound like him. So Holden does call in right here. But I think Holden was watching the watch page on YouTube, so it was delayed. So they have this long pause in between when Jaron's talking and Holden's talking. And then Jaron figures out that this is Holden. And then Holden doesn't know what to do. So this is hilarious. So here is where Holden calls in. And this whole time, Jaron's stream is tanking and his own audience is fucking checking out.
Screen is pixely. Church chat. Church chat, are you there? Holden, by the way, you owe me $1,000. Just putting that out there. All right, I'm going to end that person. Oh, wait. He's there because he's also got his screen share.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Thank you. Oh, it's you. Hello, you're on the air. What a joke.
Yeah, I'm here.
What a joke. Let's go.
Oh, so I wanted to talk to you about your Blue Origin lie and why you believe in the Blue Origin.
Okay. Let me start your clock.
So here's a problem I have.
Oh, is this Holden?
When you lie. Oh, yeah, I'll let you start.
It started. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
All right. So the actors and actresses, I have. So the actors and actresses, you said don't lie, but what about the ones that work for the government that get elected? They lie.
That was my point. My point was these aren't government officials. These are not military people. That's what I said.
So why would you?
Is this your life? Is your life like picking apart everything I've got to say? It's like really, really, very, very gay.
It's like crickets on the other end. What was so funny about this was like everyone in Jiren's chat was starting to feel weird. And so moments like this were just like bringing his show down even more than it already was. Like Jiren was in this really weird mood. He had this tiny crowd. All the calls were fucking stupid. And then when this happened, it was like it drug his show into the depths of fucking cringy hell. It was hilarious. So in a way, Holden, you actually made Jiren's show even worse. And he had like one of the worst speakers corner he ever had.
Let's go.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? Our time is running out.
My screen's buffering.
Good for you. Get better internet.
My screen's buffering. Good for you. Get better internet.
I love this clock. Keep counting down. Can it move faster, please? Is this hold? I'm confused though.
Should I just come back later?
No, you're not even allowed on the show if you remember right.
Should I just come back later?
As I said, no.
Jiren already hates his life. Jiren has to do this show against his will. Jiren does not want to do this show. He's a compromised criminal who has to do this show. It's this or go back to prison, basically. So he's doing this role. He hates his life, but he has no other choice. He has to fucking do this. So when someone like Holden calls in and drags his stream into the depths of cringy hell, you can just tell by the look on his face, this is a man who wishes he was dead.
Yeah, but while I'm here, you also used my name to on Jake's chat to make me look like a sexual monster, and I'm not going to take that either.
Wait,
so
I did what?
You might as well start explaining right now.
And now Holden goes into his regular voice. So Holden started with the church lady voice, and then Jiren figured out it was Holden. And then after a long silence, now Holden's like, well, now I'm going to let you have it. I'm going to go ahead and use my regular voice. Watch. It's hilarious.
Used my name to on Jake's chat to make me look like a sexual monster, and I'm not going to take that either.
Wait,
so
I did what?
You might as well start explaining right now. You're the only one that hates Jake that talks about this.
You're so confused. I don't have
So
any.
you're the only
I
one
don't
that
have
hates
any.
Jake
I don't
that
have any sock accounts.
did
I don't
the
do
penis
anything like that.
contest. And
here we go again with
so
this
look
shit.
look what you said. This was my name used.
No, I'm not going to look because it wasn't me, dipshit. Do you understand? Are you clear with that yet? Every month you call in and act like a little crybaby bitch.
Holden called in last month and called out Jiren. Well, he tried to. And so Jiren remembers him now. That's why he's saying you call in every month.
Every month you call in and act like a little crybaby bitch. I'm hoping your time runs out real quick because I already told you you're not allowed back on the show.
All right, Jen No Fear coming in with the super sticker. Thank you very much, Jen No Fear. I appreciate it. Very generous of you. Thank you very much. Joey GG1 said you called Jaredism being compromised and going to flip on Flat Earth long before he did. I was the first one to say that Jaren was going to flip on Flat Earth. I'm also the first one that said Jaren's going to flip on the moon landing. And guess what? Last night he did a stream with Dave McKeegan, known Globe Cuck, where they talked about the moon landing, evidence that it was fake or real. So Jaren is already planting the seeds for his next flip-flop, the moon landing. Jaren is gonna flip on the moon landing. You heard it here first. Thank you very much, Joe EEGG1. And I saw your comment the other day on, I think it was my last stream. You said that your comments keep getting deleted, and then you blamed me. So I wrote you a comment saying, bro, I'm not deleting your comments. The only comments I delete are ones that insult me. So if you're saying, Jake, you're retarded, Jake, you're fucking stupid, well, then yeah, I delete those comments. But if you're not saying anything bad about me, like if you're agreeing with me that Michelle Obama, and then your comment disappears, I'm not the one deleting it. YouTube is. So I've had to say this many, many times. YouTube deletes comments on my page. You probably have already had many comments disappear before. So it's not the person who runs the channel who's behind taking down your comment. The only time I remove comments is if they straight up insult me or are like super harshly critical of me. Like, I think your hat is fucking stupid. I can't take you serious because of your stupid hat. That's a comment that I get rid of. So if someone's like, hey, I'm mad that you took down my comment where I made fun of your hat, too damn bad. But I saw you, bro, coming at me sideways saying, I donate to your channel and you took down my comment. As long as you're not insulting me, then I ain't taking down your comment. YouTube takes down comments. They even take down my comments. So if your comment disappears, first thing you do, go to sort by and then click newest. Sometimes by clicking newest instead of top comments, then you'll be able to see the comment that you thought was disappeared. Sometimes you just use a wrong keyword that YouTube doesn't like and your comment straight up gets taken out by YouTube. The third option, I take it down if you personally are attacking me. That's the only way I take it down. So hopefully that clears it up, bro. I know you've donated before and that you're a long time sub. So I am definitely not on the other end taking down your comments. All right. So thank you, Joe EGG1. Hopefully that clears that up for you.
You masked your voice before. I think that was you who called before. Do you know that there's internet that costs, you can actually pay like more than $10 a month to get your internet? If you pay like $30, you can get decent service. I can't believe that you would see somebody used your name on Jake's channel and you would assume that I have the kind of life that would require me making an account with your name and going and watching Jake's horrible show live from the fucking closet of an office space. And that I would then try and demonize you by writing something that was inappropriate.
So here's the deal, guys. He likes to bring up that I'm in an office space and he likes to call it a closet. Are any of you guys angry at me? Do you guys think I'm a bad person because I'm in this office? Like, you guys, the reason I'm in this office is because apartments are a ripoff, especially in California. In California, apartments are such a ripoff, they just raise your rent over and over and over and over until you're forced to move out or move to a shittier place or whatever. So this office, I've had the same rent here for 3 years. And as long as you're working, you can be here 24 hours a day. So being I'm a 24 hours a day worker on YouTube, I basically, live out of my office for much cheaper than a regular apartment. Guys, I have air conditioning, right? There's 2 bathrooms here that are cleaned by a janitor every week and restocked. Guys, I don't have to buy toilet paper or clean my toilet. So living in an office has its ups. So, guys, if I tell you that I run this channel that you are watching right now and enjoying out of an office, do you dislike me? Do you think I'm a bad guy? How many of you think I'm a bad person because I'm in an office right now? And the office isn't big. It's not a big office. Are you guys thinking that I'm a terrible person right now? Jonna, with a very generous donation, said, we love you in that office, Jake. If you guys enjoy my content, you don't care how I bring it to you, as long as I bring it to you, right? Like this stream that I'm doing, whether I do it in this office or out of a van, or whether I'm outside stealing Wi-Fi from McDonald's, as long as I'm bringing you this info and you guys are enjoying it and you're here enjoying the stream, then who cares where it comes from? So Jaron, his main attack on me, my height and my office. That just goes to show you he doesn't fucking have anything of substance against me to latch onto. So he has to latch on to something I can't change, my height. That I was born not tall, all right? I can't get tall. No matter what I do with my personality, even if I started thinking that Jaron is an awesome, great dude and wanted to be his best friend, it wouldn't make me taller. It wouldn't make this office any bigger. So Jaron likes to attack me over things I can't control, over things that nobody should be mad at me about, and nobody is mad at me about. Nobody hates me because I'm not tall and I'm in an office. But Jaron will repeat over and over again, Jake's the shortest, littlest guy, and he lives in a closet. And he's so angry when he says it, and he wants you to be like, yeah, fuck that guy. He's small and lives in a closet. He deserves to die, right? Like, because I'm not tall and I'm in an office. So where does Jaron live? Oh, he lives in a house in Merced, and he has a fucking fake brick background behind him. He has fake bricks behind him. What do they say about guys who have bricks behind them? Isn't that a Masonic thing to have bricks behind you? So Jaron has fake bricks behind him, wears a sideways hat, and has a fucking neon stupid sign. And he's got his fucking loser YouTuber chair, right? That Mr. Beast or fucking Penguin Zero would have, right? Got to have his cool YouTuber chair while he wears a sideways fucking hat, right? After he got back from his trip to Antarctica where he drank Will Duffy's jizz. And he wants to fucking talk about how I'm a bad guy. And his main reason, he's short and lives in a closet. See? So that just goes to show you this dirty, no good fucking shill who's an actual liar and an actual scammer and an actual compromised criminal shill. The best that he can come up with, Jake is short and lives in an office closet. That's the best he's got. Yeah, and none of you guys are going to be angry at me about that. None of you guys are going to stop liking me because of that. So who the fuck is he going to convince with this argument? Jaron, who are you convincing that I'm a bad guy by being short and being in an office? Nobody. That's why I get more views than you, Jaron. That's why I get way more views than you now, Jaron. That's why your channel is dying a lousy, miserable death, Jaron. While me, in the closet here, the closet office, short as I could ever be, have more people watching me right now than who watched your shitty fucking last bunch of streams. This stream right here, Jaron, will do better than your last 5-10 streams. Thank you very much, Jonah. So you guys get my point. He can't even slander me anymore. The best he's got is Jake is short and lives in an office.
I don't have that kind of time, bro. I have a life. I have a wife. I know you haven't touched a woman in probably fucking 20 years, if ever. But some of us have that to do. 37 seconds. Longest 37 seconds of my life. Let's play this. It goes well with your... Holden is a bitch. All right.
So then he plays the Looney Tunes theme and sings Holden is a bitch because he's so frustrated. Holden got Jaron so frustrated. This was like the down point in Jaron's stream. It's hilarious.
Let's get back to it. Holden, you're not allowed to call back again. Make sure you pay attention. You're not allowed to call back again because you're accusing me of shit that I've never done. And I want to slap you in the fucking face. So, sorry.
Holden, you're not allowed to call back again because you're accusing me of shit that I've never done. And I want to slap you in the fucking face. So, that's funny the way he said that.
Holden is a bitch. All right. Let's get back to it. Holden, you're not allowed to call back again. Make sure you pay attention. You're not allowed to call back again because you're accusing me of shit that I've never done.
Oh.
And I want to slap you in the fucking face. So, all right, we've got JR 5 times 1.
Oh, that's what happens when you run a show where anyone can call in. You know, if you run a show where anyone can call in, then, you know, someone like me, for instance, might call in. In fact, I called in, and you know what? I got about a minute and a half into calling his shill ass out, and he fucking cut me off. He didn't give me anywhere near 4 minutes. I got 1.5 minutes into calling him out, and he cut me off. So I've called in. And now Holden's called in a few different times, 3-4 different times. And now Jaren's bitching about it. Don't call in anymore. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to call in. Anyone's allowed to call in and say what they want, except for you, Holden. All right. Good job, Holden. He said, Jaren threatened to beat me up on Telegram. Yeah, Jaren did get really angry at Holden, and he said, let's meet up and fight. I'll punch you in the face. Yeah, you're a little bitch. Yeah, that's Jaren's go-to. Let's meet up and fight. As if he's trustworthy enough to fight mano a mano. That's the thing. I don't even trust him enough to meet up with him and fight him because he's a fucking lying scumbag, compromised criminal shill. So I would expect him to set some sort of a trap for me that involves authorities, right? So you show up to fight him, and then he's got people waiting for you, right? So Jaren's not even trustworthy enough to fight. Right? Come on. You're going to trust that some guy's going to fight you fair and square in the street? No funny business. Oh, but he went with Will Duffy to Antarctica, and he fucking comes after me. Right? The greatest comedian truther who ever lived slanders me. We're going to act like that guy's going to fight fair. Nope. That's why whenever, you know, someone like that, you know, a fucking shill's like, oh, come meet me. I'm like, I'm not going to come meet you anywhere. Now his streams are tanking really, really bad. Like, let me show you what a dying channel looks like, y'all. Because the Globers aren't embracing him as much as he might have thought. They were at first, but they're starting to tune out. He's actually pushing the Globers away because he doesn't buy into the moon landing being fake right now already. And he still is saying some space missions could be fake. So a lot of the Globers are saying, well, fuck you then. And they're just tuning out. Or they're just getting bored with him. So he has lost 5,000 subs in the last couple months, 3-4 months since he's been back from Antarctica. Watch it. Let me do a little comparison here. I'll show you what kind of views he's getting. Look at this. His last video, 2,000 views, 2,600 views. Less than 2,000 views, 1,900 views. Why is SpaceX allowed to change history? Less than 2,000 views. Dude, if I had videos getting less than 2,000 views, I would be changing up formats fast. I would definitely be panicking and trying some new shit. A VIP hangout with Fight the Fat Ass Craig. Oh, I bet tons of people tuned in to watch a VIP hangout with Fight the Fat Ass Craig. How many people do you think paid to watch a VIP hangout with Jaren and Fight the Fat Ass Craig? Here's another video, 1,400 views, 2,600, 3,600, very low, terrible. So his views are in the tank. And then what about live streams? He's doing a members only stream right now. I'll bet you his members only stream right now has like less than 50 people. I'll bet you there's probably 20 or 30 members only in there. His last bunch of streams, look at this. 4.7 thousand, 2.9 thousand, 2,900 views on his Speaker's Corner. So last month, Speaker's Corner got 6.6 thousand views, right? So almost 7,000 views in April. And now in May, Speaker's Corner down more than half, 3,000 views only. So he's plummeting views on all of his different types of content. Nothing's getting views. His We Used to Be Flat show, where he interviews former flat earthers, can barely even crack 3,000 views. So nobody's watching his interviews of former flat earthers. His channel is literally dying. This is what a dying channel looks like. Oh, but guess what, guys? He supposedly has 160,000 subscribers. This just goes to show you he bought the majority of his subs. 160,000 subs, only getting 2,000 views on a video. Embarrassing. This stream right here will get like, I don't know, around like 8,000 to 10,000 views, probably. Somewhere around 8 to 10,000 views sounds about right. So I'll basically get, 4 or 5 times more views than he's getting. And I'm much shorter, and I run my show out of an office. Must be because I lie to people about Cameron Diaz being a man and field goals having magnets in the poles. That's why. That's the only reason why I have a bigger audience. It's because I lie about the field goals. Yeah, Jaron has sucked for a long time, but he used to get a decent amount of views, right? So he used to have 500-600 people watching his streams, even when he was doing like Baby Truther show. He was doing some god-awful dog shit content and still getting 500 people live watching. So the fact that now he's only getting 200 people watching live, his streams just keep tanking worse and worse each week. The only thing he has left to do is flip on the moon landing. And that's it. After he flips on the moon landing, stick a fork in the guy. He's done. Lemming in a shiny metal box says, in response to your video from Thursday, on occasion I mistakenly refer to myself as Batman, but indeed I am not Batman, and immediately make the correction. Fabulous stream this evening, Sir Jake. So yeah, my video where Michelle Obama said, as a black man, and he was patting his chest at the time. And a bunch of people in the comments section were saying, oh, Michelle was referring to Marlon. Marlon's a black man. So she was saying as a black man because Marlon is a black man. I'm like, yeah, but when I talk to a white woman, I don't say aunt. She's an older woman. I don't say, oh, quite frankly, particularly as a woman, how do you feel, Aunt Karen, about this, that, and the other? Like, I don't say as a woman when I ask the opinion of my aunt, right? Or my mom, back when my mom was alive, I never said, as a woman, Mom, can you tell me your opinion as a woman? You know what I mean? So it's just like, if you want to know the opinion of a woman or anyone you're talking to, you just ask them their opinion. And you wouldn't pat your chest, right? As a black man, I want to know your opinion as a black man. I'm totally not a black man, but as a black man, I want to know your opinion, right? It just doesn't make sense. So the fact that Michelle patted his chest, and then right after Michelle said, as a black man, there was like this little stutter step. What do you think, Marlon? So yes, I also think it was done on purpose. I think that's how they're getting people over there to watch Michelle Obama's cringy podcast. So I think that's like the slow release that Michelle Obama is a man, is like Michelle Obama do double speak, so that the shills and apologists and liberals can say, oh, she was referencing Marlon. But then us conspiracy hardcore, guys like me will be like, no, he's admitting he's a man, right? Classic example of scripted doublespeak. No, I doubt Jaren's here because he's running a stream right now, a members only stream. Jaren can't make any money right now because his Globe audience isn't really donating and his Flat Earth audience evaporated. So he's not getting any money from YouTube right now. So all he's getting is his shill paycheck. So I'm thinking he's doing this members only stream tonight in hopes that he can get like 20 people to pay. So imagine like if I was hard up and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to do a members only stream, for only the members tonight. I've thought about doing that, but I know if I do a members only stream, then I'm just going to be like casting out a bunch of people who would be here normally supporting. So instead, I just pretty much do streams for everybody. Jake the asshole, what do you think of Gematria and Zach Hubbard? I've called Zach out as a scammer numerous times. I've done entire streams calling Zach out. So if you want to go back and watch me calling out Zach, proving that he gets picks wrong and lies about it, proving he's a scammer and a liar, go back and watch my streams where I have his name in the title and his face in the thumbnail. So go back to my streams and just scroll, and you'll see in the title, it'll say Zach Hubbard, and it'll say Zach Hubbard exposed, and it'll have his face in the thumbnail. I think the last time I did a Zach Hubbard exposed video was right after the Super Bowl. So February, I want to say, was the last time I did a Zach Hubbard exposed video. Maybe it was March. I don't know. But right after the Super Bowl, he got the Super Bowl wrong. And so I showed a video of how all throughout the NFL season, he got picks wrong. But he lies about his picks. So even after he gets picks wrong, he lies and says that he got it right. He's a real scumbag. And his gematria, the way he uses it, is very deceptive. The 49ers can get their first road victory of the season, and it'll fall on the same day that the Pope queefed on the 13th day of the year, which equals 147. So he'll try and like plug these numbers in. And sometimes he'll give you a narrative for both teams. So if he plugs numbers into both teams and then says congrats to the winners, what's he really doing? I can make up numbers too for both teams, and one of them's going to win. All right. So yeah, Zach is a scammer and his audience is dwindling and dying out. So he's getting pretty desperate. He still makes lots of money on his investments that he's purchased, from scamming his audience. So he's a person like Owen Benjamin, where he's a scammer who's made so much that even though his audience is dying out and people are calling him out, he made so much money that it doesn't. Apparently there's a second Holden that showed up. Somebody might be fucking with you, bro. Somebody might be messing with you, Holden. Just let it go. Don't worry about it, man. You're already getting too involved with this as it is. I told you, you don't want to go getting involved with these shills. They're nasty dudes. This guy Jaren tried to file a false restraining order against me. You don't want him finding out your phone number and where you live and contacting your family. That's the type of guy Jaren is. So Holden, Would you like it if Jaron, contacted your mother and started harassing her? He's the type of guy who might do that. So you got to think when you're dealing with these people. They aren't just regular people who you're never going to run into or have to deal with. Jaron is a vindictive, evil shillbag who will go out of his way to try and make your life miserable if he feels so inclined. So Holden, I would stay out of this shit if I were you and not try and get yourself too involved. You might find yourself in over your head before you know it. I've had some really crazy shit happen to me because of these shills and me going after them. All right. Well, guys, I think I pretty much got through everything I wanted to get through tonight. So I've been on here over 3 hours. Guess we could go ahead and wrap it up and call it a night. So we'll do that. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight on a Saturday. I just threw this stream together. I didn't have anything going on. And so I thought, why not do a stream and hang out with my peeps? So that's what we did. And the 3 hours flew by. And so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Leave me a thumbs up if you guys had fun tonight on your way out. Before you go, do your boy a solid. Smash the thumbs up, please, please, pretty please. And I want to thank everyone for the super chat love tonight. Many of you guys donated, several times. I appreciate that. And everyone who was here tonight, even if you didn't donate, thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate each and every one of you participating in the chat, except for you trolls. You trolls can kiss my ass. I don't appreciate you. I appreciate the ones who deserve my appreciation, of course. And with that said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll try and have another video out for you guys soon. I don't know about what, but about something. Before I go, looks like I got a super chat from Shady Davy D. So thanks for the stream. Jake, hit the like button on the way out. Yes, do what Davy D says. Hit that like button. Totally. Thanks again, brother. I appreciate the super chat love. Go over and watch Shady Davy D's channel if you're bored. And Joey GG1 said, never liked Jared Jism and Zach from day one. Never listen as couldn't stand Jism's weak boy voice. Jaron has always been very, very boring. So I was surprised that as many people used to watch him as they did. But there was a time where him and Bob Nodell would do Globebusters. And there were several episodes of Globebusters where they would have like 800, 900 people live watching. But it would just be dry, repeated bullshit. And that went on for years. So to see that Globebusters is no longer, Bob Nodell is either dead or fake dead. Jaron's channel is in the process of dying. And here I am, still standing. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Better than ever before. Doing better than these shitbags. That just goes to show you. As long as you keep doing the right thing. And as long as you stand fast in your beliefs that you can stand the test of time, such as I have. Yeah. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and shut her down now. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Much love. Good night.